is a fabulous fabric from the land of the Five Rivers.
Years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future.
We back. Man, y'all already know what time it is.
Oh, you didn't know?
50-50.
Go.
Welcome to the 50-50 Show with PharoahNFL and the Severe Raider, the realest show for Raider Nation.
The perpetuation of the greatness of the Raiders to take a professional football team and give it a distinct characteristic that's different from all others.
Make sure to clock in, like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell.
Man, y'all already know what time it is, man. It's the 50-50 Show with myself, PharoahNFL, obviously, my guy, the Severe Raider, man. We're going live on both our channels, so make sure to clock in. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. We appreciate everybody pulling up. The night crew, man. We appreciate everybody pulling up. My G's in the building, man. What's good? Oh, let me get this right, man. Let me get my act together, man. We got my G's in the building, MG's in the building, Sacktown in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Oh, the one and only. The one and only. Appreciate you coming through. Man, we got everybody pulling up today, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell, man. We got a lot to talk about as usual. You know, the 50-50 Show, we always keep it interesting. There's a lot to talk about because, man, the Raiders always keep it interesting. No matter what, you know what I mean? Whether they're winning or losing, they always keep it interesting. And we'll get into, obviously, the recent firing of special teams coordinator the day after the Raiders lost against the Broncos. The Raiders made an announcement. I guess, you lose like that, someone got to go. And you lose as much as the Raiders have been losing. Eventually, people are going to be treated as a scapegoat. And I'm not going to lie, special teams coordinator, he's probably the worst special teams coordinator the Raiders have had in a while. I'm trying to think, has there been anybody where, because special teams from a coverage standpoint, from a protection standpoint, from even like Carlson's missing field. I mean, Carlson, he's kind of been on a decline. Like he's been inconsistent for a while, but even Carlson's playing. I mean, the only guy that's kind of like beyond, he's been able to transcend everything around him is AJ Cole. Yeah, AJ exactly. Cole, you call him the best player on the team. Yeah, hey man, he's one of the best players, but I ain't gonna call him the best player. But that's just funny to say though. But also speaks to how good he is too. It's not a knock on him, but he is a punter at the end of the day. We got to keep it real, man. But it is what it is, man. That's the Raiders. That's where the Raiders' predicament is on their team right now. They need some talent. Because if you got to think about it, that means you need some talent.
Exactly.
You need some talent for sure, man.
If we handing out Madden ratings, it's him, Brock, and Max. He might edge both. He might edge both of them.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. Do you hear something in the background? Music in the background?
Nah.
Oh, okay. I guess it's on my end. All right. Cool. All right, man. But yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Obviously, JPJ officially heading to IR. I'm sure he's pretty much done for the season. I mean, I don't expect him to come back, but it's funny though, because I seen something on social media. I was like, man, I 100% agree with it. It's like, it's going to be funny that like these next, 8 games or so, and if there's any struggles with the offensive line, especially the interior, and they'd be like, oh, well, we had some injuries to JBJ. Well, hold up. I'm just waiting for that to happen because I just want to be like, you mean the same guy that you literally been saying that he needs to be in competition with a guy that we clearly know that he's better than? You're going to use him? Because I'm waiting for it. I'm sure if they're smart enough, they're not going to say anything. They're just going to act like, hey, it is what it is. But if they say anything, but the one thing I know about this coaching staff is that, you talk enough, you're going to say something that is not going to make any sense. And, we're laughing behind the stage. This was actually a flag on a play worthy situation here. And we forgot to actually put it because it was a presser. Was it last week or the week before? It's a couple weeks ago. I think it might have been a couple weeks ago where Chip Kelly was asked about Jack Besh. I think it was last week. I think it might have been last week. It was last week. Yeah, we didn't get a chance to talk about it. But I guess this is it's flag on a play worthy. But Chip Kelly was asked about Jack Besh compared to Jacoby Myers, because everybody assumes like, okay, second round pick, he's the Jacoby Myers replacement. Jacoby Myers gets traded, so you would assume like, oh, okay, this is the guy that's going to come in and replace Jacoby, and this is an opportunity for you to talk about Jack Besh and to be complimentary and talk about his skill set. And the reporter, I'm forgetting his name, he asked him, and compared to Jacoby, like, are there any similarities? And Chip Kelly was just adamant and says, oh, there's I don't compare players. That's not what I do. I try not to get into comparing players. I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what he said. But if you guys remember, when he talked about Jordan Meredith, he had no problem comparing him to the future Hall of Famer center, Jason Kelce.
Exactly.
So it's kind of, see, you talk enough, you're going to say some stuff that, that might not make any sense. In that case, like, he obviously lied to the media. He lied to us. He just insulted our intelligence right there, man. But, it is what it is. Man, ball face lie for sure, man. My guy Daniel came in the building. Appreciate you coming through, man. Hey, man, the King of Mods in the building, man. Appreciate you pulling up. MG says Moore, Mendoza, Maeva, Sellers, Aller. I'll take any of these guys as a young QB that we dealt. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'll be honest with you. I guess I'm gonna be the unpopular I'm gonna be the unpopular because I am kind of the unpopular opinion because I'm gonna say something because I'm gonna say my opinion and it's probably not gonna go along with the narrative or whatever. But man, I like the Sellers, I like the Allar, I like the Brendan Sorsby because there's the ceiling there. There's a ceiling factor. I could see, man, this guy can be really good. It could be, but for the other guys, I'm not sure if they have that same level of ceiling. Like this quarterback class. There's really no like can't miss prospect. This is not like the last couple years has kind of been questionable as far as like Cam Ward was obvious number one pick. Like he was the obvious, like people were talking about Cam Ward throughout the draft process. Dart
just last year. The 2 years before that, think about it. It was CJ Stroud and Bryce Young.
Yeah,
and last year
you're right.
Yeah, last year it was Caleb, Jaden, and people would love Drake May. I personally really like Michael Penix. So it was it's like we had like three, 4 guys last year.
Yeah.
You know,
that's what I meant.
It's just this year's ass. Like this year's the only because preseason people were hyped about Shador, and then Cam Ward kind of burst onto the scene, and kind of he solidified himself as a number one guy. But preseason, Shador, people thought, hey, Shador is the number one pick, and he's the number one pick. And then obviously he fell, took quite a fall. But this year is the first year where people was like, I don't know about these guys.
How do you feel about Drew Allar, Severe? How do you feel about him as a quarterback prospect? Because he's probably not going to go. He's not going to go early. I don't think he's going to go early, just because the type of season he had, like he should have came out last year. Man, I think someone would have took him in the first round. Maybe second at the latest or whatever. But what do you think about as a quarterback prospect? Because when I see him, bro, probably the strongest arm in the draft, 6'4", 6'5", 230, 240. He's not like a mobile quarterback, but he's so big that he's not like he can move, but it's just his combination of his size. Exactly. That gives him like an advantage where he'll fall forward and give you like an extra 2-3 yards.
Exactly.
But it's not like Josh Allen or anything like mobility or some of these guys that like that they're gonna give you like you could push him for like 600-700 yards on the ground at least in the season. But what do you think about Allar as a prospect? There's
some raw talent there. There's some raw tools there. Obviously, he's still fairly young too. I think it would be like 22 or something like that. He has the requisite experience, and a lot of people talk about like, some of these guys, some of these QBs coming out now, they don't have a lot of experience. He has that. But he has a lot of holes in his game. He is also coming off a pretty devastating injury as well. People talk about his play kind of in the clutch, how he kind of fell apart, especially last year in the college football playoff. He just laid a humongous egg. So people are questioning him there. If you get him in the right round, that's a risk worth taking. But if you have to draft him anywhere, even the third, kind of pushing it, that'll probably be about where he goes. But even the third for me, it's like I don't know if I want to. Third, it's like I do, but then it depends on. At that point, it's like who's on the board. What do you what need would you rather fill? If you at that point, if you want to take a chance on a high upside quarterback, I'd be comfortable with it. But I'd prefer the fourth.
I mean, but who did he have on offense? I know he had Tyler Warren last year, but like his receivers, I don't know who the hell.
Yeah, not that. Not great.
Penn State receivers. If we talking about Ohio State, then we be like, oh, okay, yeah, he had everything he needed. But Penn State, Tyler Warren, number 44, was his guy. Like in college, it was obvious he was his go-to guy. But I don't know. He's just one of those guys where I'm like, man, if you get him with the right OC, they believe in him, like that he got. But then a lot of people are big on Sellers, but some people think he's probably going to go back. I mean, even Allar, he should go back, but I don't think. We talked
he's
about
out
before.
Eligibility. I think he's out eligibility.
He might be out of eligibility, but we talked to like Dante from East Coast Gridiron. I think he was saying like there might be like a loophole where if he really wanted to push the issue, especially because he got hurt and like he can get an extra year of eligibility with maybe because of injury or something like that. But and if that's the case, I think that probably would be like a smart move. Maybe transfer to a good program. You know what I mean? Like if he transferred like to Indiana, if they wanted him, you know what I mean? Give him an opportunity because Mendoza leaving, obviously. So that would be like a smart move, because they got
or Miami. Miami, I think he kind of lines up favorably with Carson Beck in terms of skill set. So Carson Beck he had a major resurgent year, but he's kind of having a little bit of a resurgence down there with Mario Cristobal. So it might be a situation where Drew Aller can do the same. And hey, bro, you Miami, you feel me? You're a young millionaire in Miami, bro. Like that's the life.
Hold up, I gotta look this up real quick, man. Y'all be trolling. I'll be trolling in the chat, man. I gotta check this real quick. Hell no. Don't play with me.
Nah, bro. That's
That's
I think I see what you're talking about. Nah, bro. Impossible. That would have been all over. That would have been all over the place, bro.
Man, that's. You see, why do y'all play like that, man? That's karma, man. Why I don't even play stuff like that.
Yeah.
Man,
I would have got a Google alert like a mug, like.
man. MGs, no, I feel you, man. You'll take anybody over Gina. Yeah, I know.
Facts.
What the hell? Oh yeah, I'm about to block you. That was a disturbing comment. What's up, fellas? Hey man, what's good, Hank? Man, appreciate you pulling up.
Oh my God,
Assassin Creed in the build. Hell not to drown that boy choking in a big game. Big pause. Okay.
He did.
He blown ACL. That's what I'm saying. Like a later round option possibly, but my guy. I've talked about it before. Shout out to my guy Ray. He put me on. Like we were looking at we started looking at quarterbacks early, and I'm sure you're the same. You've been looking at quarterbacks since. You've been looking at quarterbacks since. Man, for years. You've been looking at quarterbacks for years, man. I had like a little bit of okay, at least Junio could hold it down to fort until we get our guy or whatever. But man, Sorsby was a guy where I'm like, okay, I can see it. If he gets with a good OC, I can see it. Brendan Sorsby. There's a few games left in the season. They play a big game against BYU, which is, I think they're still undefeated. So that's a big game, good defensive team. So that would be that's another opportunity for him to play against some good competition.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
You gotta make up for it.
Yeah, that game. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. His team is his O-line is good though. His O-line is good, and I think their tight end might go maybe in the second, third round.
That one wide receiver was clean. I don't remember his name. He had two bombs. He had the one touchdown.
But the
Sorsby threw it. I mean, that was a nice ass pass too. You couldn't throw it.
The thing is though, they're running I think they were running a lot of man coverage.
Oh, okay.
I think they're so you know what I'm saying. If they're a team that runs a lot of man and they keep doing it, that's kind of disrespectful. They're basically saying you ain't here to compete with us. They're not even I don't know. That's the way I look at it. I mean, but yeah, man, we'll see. We'll see how it looks like. I know your guy Dante Moore. I was watching a couple games. I seen the Mendoza game. Mendoza, he had a nice little fourth quarter. He threw another bad pick in the fourth though. I didn't like that. But he had a nice drive, man. Gus Johnson. I don't know. Were you watching that game? Gus Johnson.
Yeah.
Bro.
Johnson is the best, bro. Just Johnson.
Bro, you know what I respect about Al? You know what I respect about Al Davis? How he created the Raiders brand, and he crafted it in a way where he was very attention to detail. Even the people who commentated for the Raiders were clean. Bill King, he's known as one of the greatest play-by-play commentators. You know what I mean? Especially out here in the Bay Area with him, the A's, and Greg Papa. He's come on, man. Greg Papa is a monster. But Mark, come on, man. Get Gus Johnson. Throw the bag at Gus Johnson and get him for the Raiders, man. He should be the voice. I would watch every game, Raider game, if Gus Johnson, bro. He makes the way he just celebrates every like hello, like he's losing his voice.
He's clean.
But like, man, like the other day I posted, I don't know why this sticks in my mind. Like, I always remember this because it was week 1, and it was the Broncos versus the Bengals. And you remember when Brandon Stokely.
Oh yeah.
He catches
exactly,
him. He went crazy.
Tip pass.
He caught the tip pass. He went crazy.
Yeah,
but Gus Johnson is hands down, like he's probably the best. Like, you know, like he's better than all the. Like he's the equivalent. Like NBA, who's NBA is Marv Albert. You know what I mean? Like no regard for human life. Like he's kind of like his stylistically. But I don't know if he's still holding it down though.
So I don't know if Marv Albert. I don't know if he's as. I think Gus Johnson is more animated than Marv Albert.
Gus Johnson, he what he makes you feel
like and he's slick too. He be having like let's get away from the cop speed. Like he's saying some cold. He got some cold lines,
bro. Like when that touchdown that touchdown by the dude to get his foot in bounds, that was clean. That was clean. But when he scored that touchdown, the game-winning touchdown, he said, what he said? What did he say? Heisman, just give him the Heisman. Like he was screaming. Just hand it to him. Unbelievable. Bro, that shit was hella funny, man. He's funny though. Like if you just really listen to what he's saying, he's funny, man. But yeah, man, that's the one thing I'm like, man, like Mark, how did he like this? The play-by-play is not a rate. Like it's not. We had like no. We should have known Mark was tripping when he hired old. That was the old ass dude he hired. He's a legend though. What's the dude we hired? The old ass man. Goddamn. When we moved to Vegas. Salute, man. All the way from Japan, man. Appreciate you coming through. Even though you're a Steelers fan, sadly, but you know. Exactly. Y'all doing better than this right now. But hey, man, appreciate you coming through and watching the show, man. All the way from Japan was good. Are you a Penn State fan? Okay. Let us know. Let us know about Drew Aller, man, in the comments, man. Let us know what you think about it, man. I'm sure you're gonna keep it real. You're not gonna be biased over here.
Appreciate your service as well, man. As always.
There you go. So I'm crying. Geno signing was the worst. What were you about to say though? I think I cut you off. My bad.
I forgot who was the old dude we signed to do the. Damn, I keep forgetting his name. The old ass man we had calling it. Oh, there you go. Brent Musburger. Old as hell.
Yeah, he was just old, man. He was just old.
Oh, he was a legend. He a legend. I ain't taking nothing away from him. He a legend. Bro, he's old. He passed the prime, bro. He's past the prime.
He's been. What was his thing was because you know like if you know like the play-by-play guys. Like when they're like constantly like when they constantly do a certain team, like they have like a signature, and his signature was jackpot, baby. That's what
exactly. Yeah,
but it was just like like I don't know, man. You know, and obviously we know what Greg Papa was like touchdown, right? You know, yeah, man. But
I think exactly. It's like Mike Brand is bang.
Yeah. Yep.
Mike Breen is cold, bro. That's probably my favorite.
Mike Breen, and then you know when what's his name was part of the part of the team, Mark Jackson. Yeah. Mama, there goes that man. Like he always would say that, you know.
Hand down, man down.
Bro, they need to bring him back, man. That's crazy. Like that. I was so surprised, but that was you know what that told me? That was like a sign of the times right there. Yeah. Because like it wasn't about like the personality, it was more so like, do you have like a social media following?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do you have a presence? Like, you have a big presence. Like, and I'm sure they probably wanted to go younger and all that type of stuff. But it's just like kind of, I don't know how you feel about it. But it just felt like it was just like Mark. I don't know. Mark Jackson. Him and Van Gundy used to crack me up. They used to crack me up all the time,
bro.
Man.
Just clean. Yeah. It's just it's like the chemistry there is. I think Mark Jackson used to play for Van Gundy, so they had stories and they just had like the natural just it was clean, bro.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, man. Like when we get our quarterback, hopefully we get our quarterback in this draft, man. Gus Johnson, he got to do a couple games. I know he's signed out. He's everybody knows that he's probably like the best, arguably the best. So I think he's like signed on to like either Fox or CBS.
I think it's Fox. I thought it was Fox.
Yeah, I think he was with CBS for a while. Then I think that's, he doesn't just do college. He does college. He doesn't just do college football. I think he does college basketball too. That I've seen in the past. I don't know. I'm not sure if he's strictly doing only football. But man, the Raiders need to make that move, man. Like, that's the one thing I respect that Al. Like, his attention to detail with the brand. Like, he made sure like he had to get the voice right for the team. But it is what it is, man. I guess that's just me like kind of like nitpicking a little bit. But that's probably gonna be the vibe of the show. We're gonna be nitpicking this team because when you 2-7, that's what it is, man. We're not gonna hold back. Jake says Raiders need to put Jackson Powers back at center again. Well, he's in IR right now, so they can't put him anywhere.
I know exactly.
He's done. He's done. Kevin Harlan. Is it Kevin Harlan?
Kevin Harlan is clean too.
Kevin Harlan's cool. He's cool. I felt like Kevin Harlan for the longest time. I thought he was related to Marv Albert. I felt like they had like it was cousins.
Style,
you know what I mean? They'd be kicking at the same barbecue, or I don't know. Like I feel like there was a little bit of
Marv Albert got that like nasally, like Marv Albert. It's Marv Albert.
Yeah,
it's Marv Albert. It's like
Mark Sanchez is a free agent. Yeah, now I'm gonna pass on that one, man. Mark Sanchez, man. Whew. He got bigger problems than commentating for games right now. But Sumar Khan says Drew Al has all the physical tools, but is indecisive and inconsistent.
Yeah.
Now, can he develop though? Can an OC kind of develop his skill set, or it just is what it is with him? You just feel like he's one of those guys like he has all the tools, but like.
It depends, because sometimes you get guys that are like him that you can develop, like Drake May, right? Where the tools are there, he can develop them. And sometimes you get guys that the tools are there and then they never develop, right? I mean, well, I know we were talking about Anthony Richardson. Obviously, he's still very young in the league, but we've seen countless examples of guys like that where, man, if he could just put it together. Yeah, man, if he could just put it together, it's like, and they never put it together. So it's just one of those things where it just depends, man. Like that's where your studying really comes into play. Where you talk to coaches, watching the film, getting a background, what kind of person they are, what kind of worker they are, and then that'll go a long way toward determining if they ever reach that ceiling.
Yeah. He was just like, got a trash. You're not a big fan of him.
Wow.
It is what it is. I'm looking at it from perspective like, hey, look, the Raiders have no excuse not to draft the QB. Like, I don't understand the strategy of trying to wait for the perfect moment to draft the QB. I believe in BPA at times. Like, I don't want to force a pick, but also like it doesn't mean that the Raiders should not address the quarterback after the first round. Or trade up into the first round, or not draft a quarterback at all. I know they drafted Cam Miller, but come on, 6th round, come on, man. That's when you're gonna wait and draft a QB. Like there's not gonna really be anything there in the 6th round.
Cam Miller, like,
exactly. They, you know what I mean? Like there could be someone that possibly be had in the 2nd round, 3rd round. Now it's hard to say right now just because we don't know who's officially going to declare. And I was gonna say earlier, your guy Dante Moore, who he had a big drive to win the game on Saturday.
Yeah, that throw was amazing.
Yeah, it was nice.
So he was like, show me something. And I think that's
no. Both Mendoza had like game-winning drives. The game-winning touchdown drive by Mendoza. Same thing with Moore. I think he let him down to kick a field goal. Did they end up kicking a field goal? I believe, right? Yeah, it was like, hey, they did what they had to do. Because the way I look at it is like sometimes like I like watching quarterbacks and like on 3rd down, like what do they do? 3rd down, like how do they deal with those type of situations? Red zone, like them type of situations. You could kind of see what type of player they are in those in big time situations. 2-minute drills when it's a close game, last drive, like that type of situation. But Dante Moore, they're saying that he there's a good chance he's gonna stay. That's what I was trying to get to.
Yeah.
So he might not come out, and that's what I was trying to tell you. I'm like, hey man, like Dante Moore, he doesn't necessarily have to, because he's young enough where he could take that. You know, it'll be a smart move for him to stay 1 year. And in Oregon, they got money. They'll go ahead and they'll figure out a way to.
Yeah, they got Phil Knight. That's that Nike money, bro. They got money coming out the wazoo.
Bro, they have like new jerseys every year. New jerseys every year.
Yeah, every year. But they have like multiple alternates. You know, they was always doing the crazy stuff with the uniforms because the Nike money. And like, and I think I was saying before, like Dante Moore doesn't even turn 21 till after the next draft. So he won't even be 21 till after he's drafted. So he'll be drafted at 20 years old if he were to come out this year. So it was always a possibility that he could come out. I mean, he could stay. He'd go back to school. I was just working under the assumption, like, you know what? Right now, his value is high. It may never be higher than this. If you're guaranteed a top 10 pick, bro, why go back to school? Like, why go back to school? Like, at that point, it doesn't make much sense. Like, especially next year. Next year, I think people were thinking that quarterback class is going to be competition going to be a little bit stiffer. So, and you see what just happened to Drew Aller. It's like, all right, bro, do you want to take that chance?
Yeah. No, those are good points. It's just the NIL money is like really making it unpredictable.
Yeah.
Like it's giving the players a little bit more leverage where they're like, yeah, I'm gonna bet on myself because they're gonna get paid as well as like work on their craft and then knowing that they're gonna go come out. But like you said, Drew Aller, he risked it because Drew Aller probably would have been a first round pick. To be honest,
sure.
like just based off the hype of last year, coming off last year, I know some people have questions about him, but based off the hype of last year and that draft and the last draft, like it wasn't like a strong QB class, so like.
Exactly.
You know, like he would have been probably taken within the first couple of rounds, but
first round, like
this
you said.
this year it ain't. Hey man, look what happened. Like this year everything fell apart. Wasn't the same type of success, and then he got hurt, and it just rest is history. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's see what people talking about. Marv Albert, yes, yeah, I get you, man. Yeah. LS in the building, man. Appreciate you coming through. My guy. M Easy says North Dakota State quarterback Cole Payton. I'm just scared. I mean, like I see it. Like I'm just scared of the small school Carson Wentz. You know what I mean? Like type of quarterbacks. I mean,
he
like,
said you got another North Dakota State quarterback.
Yeah, he was the backup to Cam Miller.
Yeah.
He was Cam Miller's backup.
He has more physical tools though. I'm not saying that guy. He's like a low-key freak athlete. But I'm not doing it, bro. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
I mean, like, where do you even take it? Like, you got to take him like for show, like after the third. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you gotta. I don't know. It's that's a tough one for me. TK says, nah, man. Appreciate you pulling up. Trey Tucker gonna do anything Monday?
Be sure.
We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. I mean, right now, Gino wants to throw to his boy Lockett like every other play. So I don't know. That's gonna be cutting into a lot of people's. Because that's the one thing that we didn't talk about last week was Brock Bowers getting one catch for 31 yards. Like I understand like defenses are gonna like probably put a lot of attention on him, but like. I believe he only had like 2 targets, 1 or 2 targets.
3 targets.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen.
Yeah, he was second in targets. I think Tyler Lockett had 4, Michael Mayer had 4, he had 3.
When he's clearly the best player on offense. Like you got to give him looks, and part of that is on Gino too. You know what I mean? Part of that's a big part on Gino. Right? You probably put the blame on Chip Kelly there too, but like, bro, like he.
Yeah.
Oh man! Before we talk about Trey Tucker, we we gotta figure out we gotta get the ball to Bowers, number one.
Yeah. I mean, you gotta throw it. I mean, that's part of it. You gotta like when the player's open, you gotta get him the ball. And so we just saw it a week prior, like he had thrown it like 12 targets, 3 touchdowns, like so it's like what changed? What changed?
Salute to my guy Machiavelli24. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my guy. Head over to Machiavelli24 on YouTube. Definitely check him out. Black Team Broadcast Weekly, man. Definitely check him out and subscribe to my guy. Man, but oh, my bad, LS. I didn't even see the super chat. My guy, man, appreciate this super chat, man. Appreciate you supporting the show. If I'm a college QB, ain't no way I'm coming out of the Raiders, Jets, Browns are in the top 5. I'll take my chances. And I hear you, but like at the end of the day, that's the reality of the situation when teams are picking early for the most part. You're gonna go to a bad team.
Yeah.
It's just which one do you want to go to? You want to go to the Jets? You want to go to the Browns? You want to go to the Raiders? Which historically speaking, it's not. It's
don't.
like you don't want to go to those teams. You don't want to go to those teams for sure. But it's that's the reality, man. Like, I mean, the Jets. Chad Pennington is that like the last time they've had a good quarterback
that they drafted? Yes.
Maybe Mark Sanchez for like 1 second.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez. Mark Sanchez was good. That was more defense and running game, but he was pretty good though.
He was getting the job enough done to the point where they went to the AFC Championship game, but it was for a second and then it just went completely left, like real quick. And then the Browns, same thing. Baker Mayfield, I thought could have been something.
To the playoffs. I think he won a playoff game too.
Baker Mayfield, but before that, did they have any quarterbacks before that? I'm just thinking Charlie Fries and
Tim Couch.
Not to say that they were good. I'm just saying, those are the quarterbacks they had in the past that just weren't good at all. It's Tim Couch, damn, but he had arm though. He did have arm, but he's just not good. Man, the Browns are pretty bad with quarterbacks too. Raiders, obviously, we've struggled with that for years. I mean, we're still struggling with it. I mean, Derek Carr was like, I'm not gonna lie, Derek Carr is probably outside of Rich Gannon was one of the best quarterbacks the Raiders had, like for a long time. To be honest with you,
for sure, he's one of the best. We had a brief glimpse of Jason Campbell, but I don't even think he's ever put up the numbers that Derek Carr put up. It's a different league, obviously, different offense, but
he was solid. It's almost like he was kind of perfect to what Hugh Jackson wanted to do on offense. Like he ran that system because without a number one receiver, without like a really dominant receiving option, to be honest with you, but that's really, would you say that's kind of like, that's yesteryear? Like that's like kind of old school. Like that's kind of, it's because it's night and day to how that team is and how the NFL is now. Like you can't fill the roster like that on offense.
No, I mean, if you're the Bills, you can't.
The Bills got the Bills similar. They're similar offense to the Raiders in that they have like a really good tight end.
Yeah.
And then receivers is kind of like, you know what I mean? Like they got a slot guy. They got a slot.
Yeah. They got Khalil Shakir. Yeah. I mean, the difference is that
they got a running back too.
They got Cook. Yes, Cook is.
And then Josh Allen is.
Josh Allen is
Josh Allen. He creates his own offense. You know what I'm saying? So that's what they got. But let's see here. I'm taking my chance, and damn, I don't know. Man.
I wouldn't blame you.
Man, I hope someone. I feel like there's gonna be at least like one or two. There's gonna be a couple of guys that, because even the Sorsby got it out. Like he could easily go back too. He can go back. He's go back.
He got to come out, bro. He can't. He got to come out.
He's I think is he? I don't think he's old.
He's old. I thought he was older. I thought y'all was telling me.
I think he's a sophomore. I think he's a junior or sophomore right now. Junior or sophomore.
I thought he was older. I thought he was like 23 years old or something like that.
What do you think of the Ohio State quarterback? I don't think he's coming out, but what do you think of him?
I haven't really watched him, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
I ain't really watched. I mean, I've seen some highlights of, and really the only time I watch it is see what Carnell Tate is doing, basically. But their offense, I really don't watch the offense. I've been watching more more Arvell Reese. I'm about to start watching Caleb Downs more to kind of see.
He's 21.
Scoresby?
Yep.
Okay, I thought it was over. I'm thinking about somebody else then. I don't know who I'm thinking about then. Maybe it's Simpson. Is Simpson older?
Yeah, Simpson's older.
Okay,
Simpson's
maybe it's Simpson.
Simpson is going to turn 20. I think he turns 24 or 23 in December.
Okay, that's who it is then. That's who it is.
Yeah. So Ty Simpson almost like he kind of has to come out, and it's like, he doesn't have to, like from eligibility standpoint, like he could easily come back, but it's just like then from an age standpoint, and then like his stock right now, he can go like in the top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
But is he like a top 3 quarterback? I don't know. Well, he's 22. He's 22, so he's gonna turn 23. So it's not that bad. But like, if he stays another year, then it's like, oh, he turns 24, and then like you said, it's a stock. It's gonna be like a talented like QB class. So it's like it's like if he goes now, then he can capitalize on his stock. He'll go early. Yeah. But like you said, the NIL money, man, it kind of changed everything. Where they're like, you know what? Hey, I have no problem going in the latter half of the first round. You know what I mean? Because I probably might I don't have to go to the Raiders, Browns, or Jets. We're being honest.
Facts. That is true. That's true. that could earn them some more money in and of itself.
Yeah. No, facts. Taj, man, appreciate the super chat. He says, I'm a Cowboys fan, and I must say this is a get-right game for the Raiders offense. Dallas defense will make offense look elite. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping, like, because it's hard watching Raider games right now because offensively, like, it's just hit or miss. But you guys did add the D tackle from the Jets, so yeah. You know, that might be a problem with the Raiders offensive line, kind of hurt right now, especially in the interior with Jackson Powers Johnson out. And then we got like, is Dylan Parham, is he in the doghouse? Is he hurt? Like, what's going on with him?
I think they said he was hurt. And he'll be returning this week. You know, whatever that means. But
competition. Yeah, you know, Pete likes to talk about competing, right? So exactly. But yeah, like that. It's really not a good matchup though for the Raiders offensive line right now because the interior is kind of beat up, and then you got that's like the strength.
Kenny Clark and Quentin Williams.
Man, can we run the Raiders are trying to run the ball, so I don't even know, can they run? I don't even think running ball might be a tough ask, especially with everybody hurt right now on the offensive line, and then you got like those two guys up in the middle. But we'll see, man. We'll see, because man, I'm not gonna lie. The bigger matchup is probably the wide receivers that the Cowboys have.
Oh yeah, against our corners. Oh my god, yeah. I didn't even want to. And I know Kelly gonna be hyped up though. Kelly coming off two interception game, man. He gonna be hyped. He gonna be hyped, man. He got 2 interceptions last week, man. Come on, man. You know, put some respect in that man's name. How many Raider corners have got 2 interceptions in one game, Pharaoh? How many?
Hey man, he was I'm not gonna lie. They weren't quality interceptions, you know. but I can see Pete being like, oh man, like that's playmaker. He's a playmaker. You know, he's able to capitalize on his interceptions. But you know,
they asked Pete about it. He's like, yeah, that's what he does. He's around the ball. One of those passes, he had to make a great adjustment on. I was like, Pete, you know, shut your ass up, bro.
Look. For me, man, for anybody watching, man, right now at this point, it's all about draft positioning for the Raiders. And then I want to see the young players play, hopefully get better, and show some potential. That's where I'm at right now. That's what every week until the end of the season.
Yep.
That's what it is. Do I think the Raiders are going to beat the Cowboys? No, they're not. I don't think so. Like, defensively, I feel like the Cowboys can definitely expose the Raiders defense. Just because Dak Prescott is probably playing his best ball in a while. And then obviously they got weapons that can expose the Raiders talent in the secondary. It's just not a good matchup. And then also offensively, like, man, we could talk about the Cowboys defense, but I can't say for a fact with confidence that the Raiders offense could take advantage of any weakness on the Raiders on the Cowboys defense. I can't say it. I can't say it for sure. Like, I don't know what to expect from Geno. I don't know what expects. I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it's just hard to predict with this team. So, but we'll see. We'll be watching. We'll definitely be there to watch, man. Man, appreciate you appreciate the super chat once again, man.
Facts.
I would say go Cowboys, but I can't do it, man. I'd be lying. I'll be lying to you, myself, and everybody watching.
Yeah, that's the thing I hate the most, man. Yeah, see, but that's the thing though. Is like, you think about the Bucks. The Bucks were one of the better run defenses in the league, and we see what the Patriots were able to do against them. So I think, if you with the right game plan, obviously the right players, the right play calling, you can make some headway. It just takes a combination of all three of those things, and I don't think we have any of them, to be honest with you. I don't think we have any.
Nah, facts. But yeah, hey, so going back to we kind of went on like a little tangent a little bit, but the Raiders fired special teams coordinator the other day, or not even the other day, last week, Tom McMahon, and he was a guy that like the Raider Pete Carroll inherited. So he was a Josh McDaniels. Like, that's how long he's been around too. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. He's been around he's been around since Josh McDaniels. So he's been there like 4 years.
Yes, but that's the thing though. It's like, you make it sounds when you say, man, he's been around since Josh McDaniels. It make it sound like it's a long time, bro. It's not that long, bro. We just going through coaches like hella fast. Like, it's only 3 years ago, bro.
Yes, three coaching staffs, but that's like crazy, man. Like to have like what? That's three coaches in 3 years, man. That's wild. Exactly. That's wild. If you want to go back even more, like, man, 5 coaches in 4 years.
Yeah.
From John Gruden, Bisaccia, and then yes, it's crazy. But yeah, I mean, someone had to take the fall, I guess, after another terrible loss. Special teams once again was bad, so someone had to take the scapegoat this week. So it was it's McMahon. Were you surprised by it? Like, just happening right now? Like, I seen something too, by the way. I forgot to pull it up, but shout out to Josh DeBow. He put up like a where he listed out all the fired coaches since 2017. We've literally fired a GM or coach every year since 2017, except for like 1 or 2 years, like exactly, 1 or 2 years, which is wild, bro. Like, that's almost a decade of just like firing people.
Yeah,
it's crazy. But what were your thoughts?
I mean, I wasn't surprised per se, just because people have been calling for it forever, and with the amount of special team gaffes we've been having, just like basic stuff, like people not picking up their assignments, the fact that we've been struggling so much in the kicking game, our coverage units haven't been that great either. It was only a matter of time before the axe came down on McMahon. And I mean, I feel sorry for him, because I just remember his pressers, and you could tell like he's so passionate about special teams. I have no doubt he's like giving it his all, because he just seems like a guy, he just loves to coach. But sometimes at the end of the day, like, when your message isn't resonating, it's time to find a new voice, man. So that's what the Raiders need. Hopefully, like the replacement, I forgot who I think it was the assistant special teams coordinator. I forget his name. Hopefully he's able to bring like some fresh eyes and a fresh voice to the Raiders special teams, because we've lost, for as bad as we've played, like, we've lost 2 games at least on special teams. So, like 3, really. I mean, really think about it, 3. So, like, it's 3 losses right there that directly attributed to special teams. So
we got the Bears, the Broncos.
Yep. And then the Jags, the missed extra point.
Yeah. That was, man, bro, Carlson, man. You heard about they bringing a kicker in. the practice squad.
Yeah,
Joseph.
Yep.
So he's on notice.
Facts. So I think the whole special team's on notice. The only person chilling is Bobin Meyer and AJ Cole, the long snapper and the punter. They like, cool, ain't on us, brother. It ain't on us. Yeah. So it's time, man. I'm sure he'll catch on with another organization. He's a vet in the league. He's been coaching forever. I'm sure he'll catch on with somebody probably a while before he's a special teams coordinator again. But I'm sure he'll get another job somewhere.
Yeah, it's just is what it is, man. Like if special teams is like costing the team games and like it's not getting any better, like, and the Raiders obviously losing games, like, and it was a guy that he inherited. It's not like he hired his own coach. He has no connection to him. He's not going to give him a lot of grace, so he's just going to go ahead and like make that replacement. But we've seen other situations in the NFL where like even if it was a guy that they hired, they'll still get rid of him, especially if it's like like they're losing games because of special teams, like. Special teams is one of those things where you kind of take for granted. You don't really, well, when it's bad, it's like a sign of a bad. It's almost like a sign of a bad team, but it's just like, man, like it's one of those like frustrating things, bro. Like it's like, man, like all we had to do was just block, so the dude can kick the field goal, or all he had to do was make that extra point.
Exactly.
But yeah, man, like you said, Tom McMahon, he's fired, but then also like, Carlson is on notice, and he's a free agent after the season. Would you bring him back? You still bring him back?
Carlson, no. It's like when a kicker starts to get the yips, it's time for a change of scenery. It's time for a change of scenery. Like I think forgot what team it was. There's a team out there that's going through 3 kickers already this year. Like they're on their 3rd kicker. Like they're like, yo, bro. As soon as you start missing kicks, bro, get your ass out of here. It's like I'm gonna get you up. I ain't give you a second chance, bro. You had your opportunity and you messed it up. I'm getting you gone. And sometimes it's how is it the Colts? I can't remember who it is, but it's a team that's already on their 3rd kicker. Like sometimes, or maybe the Falcons. But once you start missing kicks, you gotta go.
Yeah, I agree. And especially because with all these, you see all these kickers around the league, man, they're kicking like 70-yard field goals like it's nothing. And we're like nervous when Carlson kicks a 40-yard field goal. We're like, is he gonna make it? Like, is there a possibility that he? Like, oh man, like we don't know for sure if he's gonna make it or not. It is what it is, man.
Exactly.
We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. All right. But yeah, what do we have? Let's see here, man. Let me hit up the chat real quick.
Yes, sir.
Coverage has been terrible.
Trash.
Yeah, man, it's been trash. Alec, that's not gonna happen.
Oh, bro, you already know that's not happening, bro.
That's gonna happen. Brandon Carroll's gonna retire. Once Pete Carroll, let's put it that way. Once Pete Carroll retires, Brandon Carroll's gonna like, you know what? I'm gonna call it quits. I did all I needed to do in my young NFL career. No, I'm just playing. But just be honest. Like if Pete Carroll leaves, then yeah, obviously the entire coaching staff most likely is gonna leave. But yeah, he's not gonna get fired. That'd be crazy. That'd be crazy. I actually would I'll keep Pete Carroll for another year just because he fired.
If Pete Carroll did something like that, bro,
I would respect it.
Infinite respect, bro. If you told your own son, like, yeah, bro,
I would trust him. Like he would fire his own son. He's like, hey, you ain't getting the job done, son. I can't. You ain't competing, son. So it is what it is.
hey, that's facts, bro. If he fired his own son, bro, hey, props, bro. Yeah. Especially his son's been ass. Oh, bro, I give you infinite props for that. But it's not happening. We know it's not happening.
Yeah, no, facts. It's not happening at all. Did you? I know we kind of brought up one of the transactions. Anything noteworthy that you felt like was interesting as far as the latest Raiders transactions? Because I know they obviously signed a kicker, Joseph, which obviously we kind of talked about a little bit. Like we all know that Carlson's on notice. He's going to be signed in the practice squad, but I'm sure like if he has another bad game, then we can probably see Carlson might get cut or, be sent to the bench or whatever the case may be, and they might sign him. But is there anybody, Jamie Davis?
Jamie Davis. Yeah, Jamie Davis got elevated, I think, from the practice squad. They moved him to the 53-man roster, which is interesting. Because I know we had brought in the other linebacker, I forget his name. And I think he had Pete Carroll ties. Lonnie Johnson, obviously, he came back. So we've been using Jeremy Chin closer to the line of scrimmage recently. So so we've been using him closer to the line of scrimmage recently. So I was surprised that they elevated another linebacker instead of we can use some help at wide receiver. Use maybe some more secondary guys. So that was interesting right there. But other than that, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
Yeah. Like, do you think they might use him this next? I mean, they're gonna elevate him to the roster, but like, do you see him like getting some meaningful snaps? Wasn't there another guy that they had? I'm trying to think. They picked up right before they picked him after the training camp cuts. There was a guy that they picked up, I think, from the Rams.
Oh yeah.
What happened to him?
I want to say I think he went on IR. I want to say Jackson. I want to say something Jackson. He was like a linebacker, but he was like kind of like a pseudo pass rusher too. Yeah. I want to say it was I think his name was Brennan, like Brennan Jackson or something like that. I forget. I want to say it was Brennan Jackson, but he went on IR like a little while ago.
Yeah. Because I could have sworn they picked him up, and then people were saying like he might give you a little bit of pass rush. I'm like, damn, I haven't seen him in the game. Like, damn, is he that bad? Like no one's getting anybody. No one's really getting to the quarterback. I mean, last game was I guess a little bit better, maybe just a little bit, but
yeah, they tried that.
I don't know, man. Hey, Justin Tucker, I think he's been elevated from the suspension list or whatever the case may be. He's available.
Bro, that ain't never happened.
That's not happening. Yeah, that's not happening. I think he got a case. He got a case, and I don't think. Just based off like comments in the past by Mark, I think he's not going to co-sign a kicker, let alone a kicker. You know what I mean? But even a player to come with that. Not coming back. He spent half a season. No, I think he got. I think they reinstated him. Oh, hold up. Let me. I retweeted. I think I retweeted something here. Let me double check here. Let me double check. Let me take a look here.
I think Ravens cut him, or was he on a commissioner's exempt list?
So let me. I'll read it right here. Boom, 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 boom. 7-time Pro Bowler kicker Justin Tucker, 10-game suspension officially was lifted by the commissioner today. Released by the Ravens in May, Tucker remains eligible to sign with any team. So yeah, he can sign with any team. But like I said, man, I don't think the Raiders would do it just based off Mark's comments in the past about I think the situation that he's currently in. It's like it's some weird situation with some I don't know like. There's some weird stuff going on with Justin Tucker. he got some weird stuff going on. Let's not just get into that, man. The details.
Tucker got a weird case. Why is he around?
Yeah, like who? The kicker? The kicker's doing this? Like it's similar to the quarterback
Deshaun.
for the Browns, Deshaun. Like man, I don't know what's going on with the masseuses and the like. Yeah. Man, like they just. They think it's their opportunity or something like that. I don't know what's going on, man. It's crazy out here.
I want to say I want to say there was like another element to Justin Tucker that made it like worse, if I recall correctly. There was like something else where I was like, ugh. It's like I don't remember exactly what it was.
But. Now I'm gonna have to look it up. I want to actually look it up exactly. I remember seeing it at the time. And I know it was similar to like a situation that, Deshaun was in. But it was just so random. I'm like, damn, like you're never coming back in the NFL. Like you're a kicker.
Exactly.
Like, you know what I mean? Like at least Watson was a quarterback. Like, the value is high for a quarterback. Like, we all know it's a quarterback's league. But a kicker, man, they don't got a lot of leverage like that.
Yeah.
And a guy like Justin
he was
Tucker,
coming off a bad year too. He was coming off a bad year too. It's like it's the worst time for you to be doing some nonsense.
and he was the best kicker in the NFL for a long time.
Man.
Like he was the best kicker in the NFL for a long time.
Not fact.
Let's see here, man.
Salute to
Let's
the
take a
chat.
look here.
So it's my guy Dub Raider. Holla at you.
All right, allegations. Okay.
What?
16 Baltimore area massage therapists accused them from 8 spas and alleged incidents dating to 2012. Damn. Whew.
Hey, that's wild. He been doing it for a
Man,
minute.
he is savage. Just he's been out here
At least
2012.
At least, because I think Deshaun, he was bad too, but he would like do it in the privacy of his own home or like the team facility. He would like get the private ones. He ain't going to like the local to the local spot. Like
the city of Baltimore, like it's the city of Baltimore. Like he damn, like his. Oh man, that's wild.
Oh my god, hey, these dudes, bro. Look, but look, hey, see, that's their kryptonite. Deshaun knocked it off. He ain't been the same since. Justin Tucker cut it out. Instantly, he one of the worst kickers in the league, bro.
Hey, did we make Tucker a flag? Was he a flag on a play? He had to be a flag. He got to be flag.
I don't remember. He probably at some point. I'm sure he was. I'm sure
we had to make him flag on the play. Like this is a kicker just having this type of situation. Like man, that guy.
That's why his kicking leg was so loose, bro.
You fool, bro.
Justin Tucker. He's breaking all the records. What's his secret? Her name is Maylene.
DK's man was on another level, bro. Like what the hell? This is crazy. And then, I'm reading more of an overview of the situation. You know how there's some articles where they go in like every little detail. I don't want to go in every little detail, but man,
wow, bro, that is crazy.
It is what it is, man. But we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to click in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Also, JPJ heads to IR. So I mean, we kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier. Kind of went past it a little bit, but that is kind of something significant, just because like. It's gonna make it harder to watch these games because that was literally the Raiders' best offensive lineman with Colt Miller out, and now it's like you got Forsythe, Will Putnam, Meredith, Kappa, and Glaze. That's nasty work right there, man. That's the state of the Raiders' offensive line. I don't even know how, like, they better. I don't know whatever they got to do to prepare themselves for Monday Night Football, because it might be an embarrassing showing, to be honest with you.
Yeah, man. They gotta play Caleb at some point, man. They gotta play Caleb at some point.
Damn, and we play the Browns too. Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett. He's just gonna go eeny like he's gonna be like, which I should go right here. Let's go Forsythe here. Oh no, let's go to Glaze. Let's go to Will Putnam. Like they're gonna move him around. He might have 10 sacks.
Yeah, you think about it like this: we play the Giants with Abdul Carter and Kayvon Thibodeau and Dexter Lawrence.
Damn. Now, that's what we was talking about earlier, LS. If I hear that thrashed old man make the excuse of JJ going down when all he's done is that's been the conversation today around Raider Nation, man. It's like, man, it's crazy. Like if the Raiders continue to struggle in the offensive line and he starts talking about the injuries, mentions JPJ and like that's crazy. Lockheed Tassi, might as well, huh? Throw him in there.
Hey, at this point, bro,
yeah, might as well.
It might as well. I don't see no reason not to.
Might as well get him some snaps.
Yeah, we do play Chris Jones again too.
and the thing is, like, even when the Raiders are healthy, Chris Jones is a problem. So
destroying us, bro.
Yeah. I don't see JPJ coming back. I mean, he's gonna be on IR until the end. Yeah, not this year. I mean, but I don't even think Colt Miller's coming back. To be honest with you, why would he come
this
back?
year?
Yeah, why? Like, he's recovering from like a crack in his ankle and high ankle sprain. It's like, this season's already over. It's like, may just focus 100% on recovery and just call it a day, man.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah. But let's get into let's get into it's that time, man. It's that time, man. It's flag on the play.
Personal foul, 69, offense. He was giving them the business.
So we got this week, man. Flag on the play, man.
Flag on the play. And obviously, we know that Tom Brady is minority owner of the Raiders. And early in the year, we had the report about Tom Brady being in the booth with the headset on, and we didn't know what to make of it. And now there's been some rumblings recently that one Chip Kelly, that there is an interesting dynamic between the two of those guys, and it could be causing some of the friction that we're seeing inside the walls in Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, like, man, I said this before, but my biggest fear with the Raiders is Tom Brady not working out. And earlier in the season, there were kind of like people pointing to, like, obviously him being in the presser. He had a headset, and like there was a tweet made out by the NFL, and they deleted it. So they wanted to make sure like that wasn't like pointing to anything that the Raiders might be doing or the paradigm. And the whole situation with what I don't like. We all know that Tom Brady is like, he's calling shots over there. Like, you know what I mean? He has a big say in what happens in that building. What the problem I don't like is he doesn't want nobody to know. It's kind of weird. Like it's almost like, I don't want. It's like a lack of accountability.
Exactly.
Like, he doesn't want anything bad to happen to to reflect back on him. Exactly. Because when you try to be sneaky about your stuff, it's almost like you're not trying to. You don't want people to know that you had a say, or because to be honest with you, like you made this point last show, because everybody was saying a lot of people were like, oh, mark this, mark that. But Pete Carroll was a Tom Brady hire. Tom Brady hire led by that firm as well. Like they put together like a list of candidates, and Pete Carroll was one of the candidates they put together, and they wanted to obviously to hire, and Brady co-signed that. We all know Brady wanted to get Ben Johnson. It didn't work out, so his backup option was Pete Carroll. We all know he wanted to get Matthew Stafford, but it didn't work out, but I'm hoping that like he learns from that, and like he understands like, all right, Raiders don't have any leverage. Just because you're Tom Brady doesn't mean that people are going to like, oh my God, you're Tom Brady. A 35-year-old Stafford is just going to sign his life away to the Raiders with nobody blocking for him, no weapons outside of Brock Bowers. Like come on, bro. He's not going to leave Sean McVay. Come on. Like, oh God.
And Puka Nacua.
Looking back at it, it was just like we at the time we were kind of questioning like, damn, he's gonna leave Sean McVay, like. But like Ben Johnson did the Raiders, I should say. He used the Raiders. He used the Raiders as leverage to get his contract with the Bears, and then Matthew Stafford. The reason why he was possibly available was because there was a little bit of a contract dispute with the Rams.
Yep.
And then, one thing led to another. I think, he sat down and talked to McVay. They hashed it out. They did something with his contract. Everything is good to go. Like, and that's all it took. I'm sure.
Yeah. And I think he was out of guaranteed money. So I think they just like took care of him with some guarantees or something like that.
Right. But going back to what I was saying earlier, my issue with Tom Brady is the fact that like he's just being, and Albert Breer reported this. Albert Breer is like he's like the anything that's going on in Patriots world or former Patriots, Tom Brady, like he always has like interesting things to say about like, and he's been day one like, yeah, Tom Brady's like, he's making a decision over there. And he was the one that kind of said like, yeah, he doesn't want anybody to know though. Like he goes out his way to stay out of the limelight and he doesn't want anybody to be connected. It's crazy to say that. And he was caught on camera with the headset. But we haven't seen him back there again, right? We haven't seen him with a headset, nothing. Like, so,
Exactly.
I mean, how do you feel about that though? How do you feel about that part? We never really talked about that. How do you feel about the fact that he doesn't want anybody to know that he's making moves, like that he's making moves behind the scenes?
I think that it's twofold reason. I think one of it is I don't say necessarily a lack of accountability, but it is also to have plausible deniability. So whereas, you know, you can always say like, oh, well, I don't know what those guys are doing. Like that, you know, that's not what we wanted to do. And now, you know, so you always keep yourself kind of things a little bit of an arm's distance away from yourself. So your legacy or your, you know, your public image isn't tarnished with the failures of this team. Then also, I think part of it is the NFL and ownership. They were already kind of squeamish about the Raiders. You know, or minority owner working. I think he did, LS. I think he did. I wasn't gonna say nothing, but I think he did. But I think that the NFL ownerships and these other organizations, they were already a little bit squeamish about the Tom Brady's relationship with the Raiders in terms of in minority ownership, as well as his job with Fox. So if he looks like, oh, he can always say, oh, I'm not a day-to-day. I'm not a day-to-day operations guy. I'm not heavy into the decision making. You know, I just observe as an owner. I make suggestions as an owner, not necessarily as a person that's working in operations or a person that's working in football operations, right? So
yeah.
I think he tried to keep the appearance of that buffer there as to not cause any conflict with the NFL and his job with Fox. But you know, they reported that he's taking secret flights to Vegas, flights to Vegas to to have meetings. It's like, come on, bro. Like Mark Day, like for as savvy as Tom Brady was, Mark Davis was like, yeah, Tom Brady's doing everything. Yeah, man, I just say I let him run it. Like, you know, so like Mark Davis wasn't trying to hide it at all. It just really just Brady that was the main person trying to hide it. So obviously, he wanted to keep that part out of the limelight for whatever reason. And the NFL tweeted out that picture. You know, he used whatever pull and leverage he had. You know, I'm sure he made some calls. Probably might have made a call to Goodell himself. Like, yo, man, I need this picture down. Like, you can't do this. This is harmful for me and for you guys. So, you know, so people already have, you know, they already have their thoughts about the NFL being fixed and rigged. And you got this picture of me in the booth with a headset on. And you know, I think it was the game before the game where he had, you know, was before the Bears. Was it before the Bears game? Was it before the Bears game where he had like actually worked the Bears game the prior week or whatever? So it's just appearances of things. Just
so the headset game was the Chargers game, but then people were talking
that was week
about
2,
that.
Right?
That was week 2, and then people were talking
Bears
about
was
like
week 3.
Bears might have been week 4.
No, week 4. Week 4. Commanders was week 3. We got our ass kicked.
Yeah. But then they brought up the Bears game because like
week 3 he worked the Bears game week 3.
Right, and then the Raiders are going to play the team next, right? So they're like, oh man, it's coming. But you know, a lot of people downplayed it. The coach from the coaching staff, Ben Johnson, I think was asked about it. He was like, oh man, like that's not a big deal. Like I go out my way, I'm not going to really say anything that's going to give anything away or anything like that.
Yeah.
But
AP, wet snitched on him. He was like, "What you talking about? Tell me stuff all the time."
Yeah, but what I found interesting though, because you know Florio talked about it, and there's a lot of speculation. But you know he's speaking to certain rumors, and one of the rumors is that like Chip Kelly was a Tom Brady guy. Yeah. Chip Kelly was a Tom Brady guy, And one of the things that we heard earlier in the season was that Tom Brady was helping, with the game plan. And Chip Kelly, like, I'm telling you, but Chip Kelly, he's one of those dudes, he'll say things like how he honestly feels, or honestly, then like after the fact, he'll be like, he'll retract the statement. Just like we talked about earlier in the show. He said he compared Meredith to Jason Kelce and then and had no problem doing it. And then like fast forward, they start asking him about Jack Besh and like, is there any similarities to Jacoby Myers, since he's gonna basically technically be like a replacement there. And he's all like, oh, I'm not into comparing players. Yeah. And why I bring this up is he's the one that told the media that Tom Brady, he would reach out to Tom Brady about the game plan. And I forgot who it was someone actually, I think it was someone that was credible too, that reported.
It's somebody that's reputable, yeah. Somebody reputable.
And then they try to, when that came out, you remember Pete Carroll was like, oh yeah, it's not true. It's not true.
Yeah, Pete Carroll.
And then like, and then Kelly tried to retract it. He's like, oh, that's not what I mean. Like we talk to him every now and then. Like I get it. Like he tried to downplay it. But my fear is, and y'all can see the thumbnail and y'all seen the title. I don't want, Tom Brady to have Al Davis like influence, if that makes sense. I just want him to be in the background. If they want, they can ask him some questions or, get his input. But at the end of the day, I want the GM to be the GM. I want the coach to be the coach. I don't want Tom Brady to have any Al Davis level influence. That does not work. That's dysfunctional. And this goes back to what I was talking about last week, where it starts with Mark Davis. It starts with Mark Davis. And we have to be critical, at least to this point. He's done a terrible, terrible job since he became owner in 2011 with creating a structure where everybody knows their role. Everybody has a clear idea of what their responsibilities are and what to do. And he's done weird, like, I mean, with McKenzie, it was obvious. Okay, he kind of started off like, oh, okay, McKenzie's the GM. He hires his coach. Boom. Obviously, they're going through a rebuild. They switch coaches. They go with Del Rio. And guess what? It was kind of working. McKenzie was getting the talent. Del Rio was coaching the team. And they, it kind of, there was a little bit of something. There was a spark there. That 2016 season, even that first season with Del Rio, they won way more games they did before. I won't say way more, but like they were like 7-9. The season before they were 4-12. Like, and it was like it was an ugly 4-12. It wasn't. Yeah. But they clearly improved. And then obviously that 26 season, everybody remembers them going like 12-4, and the rest is history. 2017 season was a disappointment. But my point is that like, if you go past that, he tried to give John Gruden everything. That didn't work. He wasn't clear about the situation with McDaniels when he clearly wanted McDaniels. Nah, I'm sorry, bro.
True. That's not true.
It's not. No. Everybody knew that Zeke. You didn't even know who Ziegler was until he got hired by the Raiders the day.
Nobody knew who Reggie McKenzie was until John Madden said, "There's a guy working in Greece." So like, I don't want that's neither here nor there. So we're not gonna talk about nobody knowing who's director of scouting for some obscure ass. Like nobody knows any of these people. So nobody knew who that Ravens guy was we interviewed. Nobody knew. The only person we knew was Ed Dodds. Nobody knew who Champ Kelly was. Nobody was checking for Champ Kelly until we hired him and they looked into Champ Kelly. So that's not an excuse. Like that's not an excuse.
Look, my point is, it starts with Mark, and it starts with Mark by literally being clear about the roles in the organization. And I I was on the
That's not the
man.
case, though.
The Raiders will never
That's
be
not
good
the
until
case.
they sell the team. I was on that hype a few years ago. I was a little bit on it until he had an interview, and I always bring this up to you. I say, until he had an interview where he was like, I need to get a football guy. I know that I don't know football. I'm paraphrasing here, but he had an interview where he pretty much said we need to get like some type of president of football operations type of guy that's a buffer between him and the coach and the GM. And I'm like, whew, hey, man, I love that. That's cool. That sounds like structure. But no one was ever hired. And then fast forward, Tom Brady, gets a piece of the Raiders, and then he sits down and has an interview, multiple interviews, including the most recent one this season with Baron Davis, where he pretty much says, like, this was the plan all along. This is my plan. It was to get Tom Brady in the building and him run the football side of things.
Yeah.
And then we look at, like, and I'm not saying, look, hey, hopefully Tom Brady just plays that, like, hey, like, when y'all need me as a resource, I'll be there. When there's a big decision there, we can talk about it. But when that moment, I remember that moment, and we've seen his coaching staff lie and lie and lie, where they retract their statement. They like, they're trying to, like, dance around the question. Like, so that was a real situation where Chip Kelly clearly told, I'm trying to remember the name. I think he works with ESPN now. He used to be with NFL Network. I'm trying to think of his name.
Peter Schrager?
It might have been Peter Schrager. He was the one that had that little disagreement with Ryan Clark.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's the one that he was saying that he spoke to Chip Kelly, and Chip Kelly was able to relay that to him and say that, Tom Brady is someone that I can call up and, talk about the game plan and what we're going through and things like that. So everybody was like, huh? Like, what? And then Pete Carroll the next day had to clean it up. And then that week they asked Chip Kelly. He cleaned it up a little bit more. But it's just, we all know what it is. Like, oh, okay. Like, that was the first red flag. And now we're hearing, like, man, like, that's Chip Kelly is a Tom Brady guy. I mean, Tom Brady is a Chip Kelly guy. And it kind of makes sense because, Pete Carroll kind of button heads. There's no connection between Chip and it was kind of random. I didn't see Chip Kelly getting hired. Like, that was kind of random out the blue. There was really no connection between him and Pete. Usually a lot of coaches, when they get hired, there's some, like, a level of relationship there. Yeah. But there wasn't really, like, that was just a random hire. But that being said, that's my thing. I just hope that Tom Brady is not the new age Al Davis for the Raiders. And that this is what Mark Davis envisioned for the Raiders in a weird way. Like, oh man, like, he knows so much about football. He's the greatest player of all time. He could just be just like my dad, like Al Davis, and run the show. And, like, it's like, come on, bro. Like, when is there going to be a grown up in the building? Just say, like, no, we got to do things the right way. We got to do things the right way until it works. Because the problem is that, like, it feels like the Raiders will do the things the right way, and then just because it doesn't work right away, they was like, oh, let's just do something random. Let's just give John Gruden a 10-year contract. It's just, and this is just, hey, we'll see how it shakes out moving forward. Hopefully, what I'm fearing that it is not going to happen as far as, Tom Brady being the new age Al Davis. But what do you think about that? Like, do you feel like there's a possibility for that? Like, because you understand that first red flag was questionable to me. I do not want Tom Brady a part of any game plan. Like, no.
No.
Let the coaches do what they need to do. And I know you're a big proponent of because I know you've been critical of Pete Carroll, and you've talked about, like, how he, Chip doesn't have his coaches in there, and there's a lot of Pete Carroll guys in there. So imagine Tom Brady chiming in on the game plan.
Oh yeah, that's part of the problem is that, we've, like, before this season, you go back through any point in his career, all you hear is how creative Chip Kelly is in a run game. Like, oh, he's doing all this crazy stuff and he's super creative, and super detail oriented, and his units are so well coached, and yeah. All of a sudden now, he can't put together a run game. It's like, come on, bro. It's like it's completely illogical. It's foolish to think that way, but people want, because a lot of people were apprehensive about the hire to begin with because of what happened in Philadelphia. So as soon as they see something doesn't work, oh, it's Chip Kelly. Oh, look, guys, Chip Kelly. Look what he did to Philadelphia. What Chip Kelly did in Philadelphia was he shouldn't have had personnel control. Like, that was the issue there. Like, he just made dumbass personnel decisions, whether it be bringing in Sam Bradford, or bringing in Murray, or getting rid of Deshaun Jackson. Like, he made as dumbass personnel decisions. It was never about play calling or his offense. Like, but stupid people want to say stuff like that, or people that want to push a stupid narrative want to say that because they want to push that narrative. But if you look at it, it was not. He was top 10 in offense his first 2 years, and then he gets rid of Deshaun and LaShawn and brings in Sam Bradford, and then they fall off a cliff. Well, that's not his offense. That's just him being an idiot and trading LaShawn McCoy for an injured Kiko Alonso. That's stupid, just personnel decisions. So it's never about his play calling. He's had success everywhere he's gone as a play caller, except San Francisco was the only place it was bad. But we kind of talked offline.
San Francisco. I mean, I know you're a big UCLA guy. How was it in UCLA?
The first 2-3 years, it was a struggle, and then I want to say he was top 25 offense for the rest of his career until he came to the Raiders. So whether that be between UCLA and Ohio State, top 25 out of 100 and some schools.
Yeah.
So he's
Eagle fans hate his guts though. They hate his guts.
Because how he treated players, which is fine. I mean, like I said, he didn't,
because that Eagles team was talented. It was a lot of
they
guys.
They won 4 games the year before he got there. So like people say, oh, they're so talented. They were in 4 games with Andy Reid. They won 4 games and they were bottom. They were 27th in the league in offense. He gets there, they're instantly a top 10 offense. So like that's what I'm saying. People just say stuff, bro. Like people just say stuff based off emotion. They don't look at what actually happened.
Deshaun was drafted with Andy Reid, and I think
exactly.
So Deshaun was drafted. LaShawn McCoy was an Andy Reid guy.
Exactly.
Jeremy Maclin was an Andy Reid guy.
Exactly.
Lane Johnson, was he drafted? I think he might have been drafted after.
Probably after.
I'm gonna drop some on general managers this week. So, but I've been looking into Harry Roseman. It's kind of interesting, how he started off in 2010, but he didn't have ultimate say until
Chip Kelly kicked him out the building.
2013.
There was a power struggle between Chip Kelly and Howie Roseman. Chip Kelly won that power struggle, kicked Howie Roseman out the building. Like I said, if it's personnel, if it's GMing, if it's choosing and selecting players and free agents, Chip Kelly shouldn't be doing that. He was a bad recruiter in college. He shouldn't be doing that. But when it comes to designing offense and calling plays, that is what he does well. Like I said, he took those other guys, as you just laid out, who weren't his players, and took a team that was bottom 25 in offense the year before he got there, were 4-12, got Andy Reid fired, and won 11 games his first year. Top 10 in offense his first year. I want to say either top 10, or it might have been right outside the top. It might be, if he's outside top 10, 11th his second year. So Deshaun Jackson, his best year with Chip Kelly. LaShawn McCoy, best year with Chip Kelly. Jeremy Maclin, best year with Chip Kelly. Those dudes can hate him all they want to. They perform their best with him. So that men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. That team instantly turned around. It's just he didn't know how to treat people. He's a jackass, and he made terrible personnel decisions. I mean, that's just what it is. So that's why you don't want him as a head coach. That's why you don't want him as a GM. That's why you don't want him as a guy that's director of recruiting. But if the guy that's designing offense,
you're okay with Chip staying?
No, I don't. Mean I want to see what Chip does when he doesn't have his offensive line coach, his assistant offensive line coach, his quarterbacks coach, his assistant quarterbacks coach, his wide receivers coach, and his running backs coach, and his offensive quality control guy are all guys that have some relationship to Pete Carroll. That means essentially Pete Carroll hired all these guys. His quarterback is a guy that obviously Pete Carroll selected. We already established running back, a guy Pete Carroll selected. Deontay Thornton is a Pete Carroll guy. Tyler Lockett, Pete Carroll, like it's like literally nothing on this offense he has anything to do with, and he's not even having. It's not even just the players; it's the coaches as well. Your running game coordinator is a guy who comes up with the game plan for your rushing attack based on the next opponent. Who was that guy? It's Brennan Carroll. So you're right. You've handcuffed this guy. Do I want him back? If Pete Carroll's gone, no. Do I want him back as a head coach? Chip Kelly's head coach? Hell no. So if Pete Carroll goes, they all go. I'm cool with that. But I just want to make it clear that this offensive mess, is not a mess of his creation. It's a mess of Pete Carroll's creation that he's looped into. And now, like that stench is on you, bro. Like that's like you agreed to this job. I don't know if you understand what the parameters were, but no, that's neither here nor there. At this point, it is what it is. You caught up in this mess. You got it. You made the bed. You got to lie in it. But the offensive struggles is not a Chip Kelly problem. It's directly a Pete Carroll problem. Chip Kelly's involved as well. Like Chip Kelly can do better. I think he's some better offensive design. I think he can mix up play calling a little bit. But as I said before, he's not working with his guys. These are everywhere else he's gone. He's hired his own coaching staff. Coaching staff has performed well. He gets here, he doesn't hire his own coaching staff. All of a sudden, everything is a mess. So I mean, like it's not easy. It's not hard to see what the difference is, right? Pete Carroll was ran out of Seattle just 2 years ago, and part of the reason he was ran out of Seattle was because like obviously there was a sentiment feeling, I believe, among the Seattle brass, obviously among Marshawn Lynch, was that he was trying to recreate the Legion of Boom, and he gets here, he does the same thing again. So it's like it's clear where the issues are. But we just keep we see these shiny objects, like, oh, it's this style of it. Oh, it's this. Nah, bro.
And there has to be a level of accountability with Chip Kelly, though, with the Raiders offense this season, man. I think there's some issues that you can probably point to.
I say it all the time. Play calling and play design. Like there's been some flaws there. But if you look at our design and our offense and a lot of the stuff we do, he does a lot of the exact same stuff that Shane Steichen does. A lot of the exact same stuff. No, the difference is he doesn't have that offensive line and he doesn't have Jonathan Taylor. That is the biggest differences there. But a lot of the design, a lot of the play calling, very similar to what Shane Steichen is doing with the coach. Shane Steichen, we just talked about before this year, before they found Daniel Jones, and before Jonathan Taylor had this crazy year he's having now. We're like, man, Shane, there's a good chance Shane Steichen gets fired, bro. Shane Steichen gets fired. Hey, we take him over here at the Raiders, the offensive coordinator. But when you get your quarterback, you get your running back to perform well, turns things around instantly.
So when you say play design, are you also including that Ashton Jeanty should be blocking one of the best pass rushers in the NFL? Are you including?
They did it to play, but the thing is, they did it, and they did that same thing earlier in that game. And see, that's why I know people don't pay attention to what's going on. They ran the exact same. They ran a similar scheme where they slid the protection. That play, they slid it to the right, and Ashton Jeanty was one-on-one with the pass rusher on the opposite side. And nobody did that time. He chipped the guy like you're supposed to do when you're an effing running back. Why he didn't do it in that situation, I have no idea. But earlier in the game, same scenario, he chipped the guy. Geno got the pass off. So it's like, this is not like teams do this stuff all the time. All the time. It's just that Ashton Jeanty did such a poor job that rather than say, Ashton Jeanty, you didn't do your job on this play, they say Chip Kelly. Now, would I run a play action where Geno turns his back to the line of scrimmage? I already said I don't like doing it. That's why I don't mind him not being under center, because with this offensive line, I don't really want him turning his back to the offensive line that often. And would I have Ashton Jeanty one-on-one in a play action scenario against a defensive end, any defensive end, really? Ideally, no. But it happens all the time throughout the league. So it's not some novel thing that we've never seen done before. They do it on a weekly basis. Would I do it? No. But I also wouldn't draft a running back at 6. So, I mean, that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie, man. If I feel like you would make a good case for the Raiders not to fire Chip Kelly if it came down to it. But I personally, I'm okay with moving on from Chip Kelly, to be honest with you. I'm just like,
it's when
just
you work
clean your hands, man. Let's just get out of this.
I work in the corporate world, right? There's something saying you have the A, and there's something you have the R, right? The A is you're accountable. The R is you're responsible. So is Chip Kelly responsible for what's happening or some of the stuff that's happening on the offense? No. But at the end of the day, you're the offensive coordinator, so you are accountable for it. If my kid goes out and destroys the neighborhood and breaks all the windows where I'm living in my neighborhood, am I responsible for that? No. Am I accountable for it because it's my kid? Yes. So either way, I'm paying the price for it. I might not have gone out and did it myself. It may not be my fault that it was done. But at the end of the day, I'm accountable for it. At the end of the day, Chip is accountable for all of this stuff. Is he responsible? No. But when the axe falls, it's gonna fall on his head too because he's the offensive coordinator. It is what it is.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to act like, Raiders offensive line has been good. I'm not going to act like the Raiders receivers have been good. I'm not going to act like Geno Smith has been, but I just feel like it's just a combination of everything that's going on offense. Can you make a case that Chip Kelly is not, but I think he's going to be the scapegoat though. I feel like there's a good chance it's going to be good. Like I can see Pete coming back. and him being a scapegoat, or just, Tom Brady just saying like, hey, you know what? Let's just get a younger guy in there. This is gonna take a little bit longer. I know Pete came in here like, let's win now, but this is a situation where we need to stack talent, and I'm not sure. And it's a big decision coming up. If they view it that way, it's going to be interesting if they're going to view it that way. Like, do they take a quarterback within the first couple of rounds? Do they take a quarterback early? When I mean early, like, do they take a quarterback in the first round? We all assume that, but what has happened in the last couple seasons? It hasn't happened. Like, we're all like, oh yeah, this is going to be the season where the Raiders draft a quarterback, and they end up like with AP, they didn't even draft one. With last year, they drafted a guy like in the 6th round, Cam Miller. That don't count. That I'm not going to count that as an attempt at getting a quarterback. So we'll see, man. We'll see what the Raiders do. Man, people in the chat, LS says they should double Bennett's pay and not let him leave in the building. You talking about Edgar Bennett? Edgar Bennett, the wide receiver coach. I think he's. I think he might be with the Jags. Yeah. Probably might have co-signed. He probably might have co-signed that trade too.
I'm pretty sure.
Myers going out there, man. Shout out to Myers too, man. After the game, man.
Yeah, man.
Man, like
before the game.
Was it before the game? That was before the game. Yeah, before the game, man. Shout out to him, man. He was, man, good dude, man. Good dude over here. He's talking about the team, and he went out his way to acknowledge the Raiders, the locker room that he was in, his teammates, and talking about, I'm paraphrasing. He was like, he was saying like, good luck to the team, and I know it doesn't look good right now, but it's gonna get better. Man, shout out to him, man. Like, I wish it worked out with the Raiders, but
straight line. But hey, we love it though.
Yeah. You know what it is? It's like when I heard it, I'm like, it sounds very politically correct. Like everything he really, but I've never heard him. One thing I'll say, he's super consistent. He doesn't change. Like, I've never heard him like say F you, whatever, like how he really feel in all of this turmoil, all of this, situation where he got traded. He always kept it professional, consistent. Yep. He was out there. He wasn't a distraction, even though we all know that he wanted to get traded because he went up to the front office and requested that. And according to reports, he did it multiple times throughout the season. We just know about the one before the season, but he went multiple times asking him like, hey, man, can I get traded? Like, can y'all trade me? Can y'all figure this situation out? Yeah. But he still went out there. He still was a offensive weapon for that team, for the Raiders at least, until he got traded. So, man, salute to him, man. Ultimate professional for sure. Man, salute to everybody pulling up. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Raider Nation 510 says Chip's scripted plays have been terrible some games. Hank says the guys are already limited, then you limit your playbook. That's just a bad recipe.
Yep.
LS says slightly off topic, but drafting Besh in the second, Thornton in the fourth, and not retaining Edgar Bennett was a pretty terrible decision. Who's the current wide receivers coach?
Chris Beatty. Chris Beatty came over from Chicago.
I know, and he had like a connection with Keenan Allen. I think he was his coach. I think he coached out with he coaching with the Chargers before the Bears.
Possibly. That wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't surprise me.
Or I don't know if he coached the Bears, but I just know that like he coached Keenan Allen, so that because they were talking about that all offseason, like, oh man, maybe the Raiders go after Keenan Allen. There's a connection there with the coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. But we appreciate everybody pulling. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification. We're going live on both our channels, so if it's your first time joining us, definitely subscribe to both and clock in, as we like to say, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Yeah, man. Chip's terrible. Yeah, hey, you know what?
Chip has been one of the best offensive minds everywhere he's gone. He gets here and he's terrible. Sure.
I'll say this. Look, for me, because I know what you're gonna say. I know what you're gonna say to this, but I just haven't seen the creativity.
Why haven't you seen it?
Because you're gonna point to
no. I'm gonna
coaching staff. You're gonna point to like
you haven't seen the creativity that everybody told you he had, that everybody showed you clips of him doing. You haven't seen that yet. Think about it. You've seen him do it before, and you haven't seen it here. You've seen him do it in the pros. So don't say college. You've seen it in the pros too. With Philadelphia.
But his approach was different though. His approach was different when he first came to the league like years ago. It was about like fast pace, trying to get as much plays in. It was completely different to what he's doing, what he did now. Fast forward to, let's say, his recent success with Ohio State.
And he modified his approach to be more pro-friendly. And that's what a lot of people talked about with Ohio State last year was, I think Marcus said it, like, man, like his offense last year, it was more pro last year than it is now. And he wondered, and guess who was a college guy running collegey stuff with the gimmicky offense in Arizona? Who could that be? Who could it be? A college guy was a college offensive coordinator running gimmicky stuff at Arizona. Who could it be? That's on this staff. Oh, who could that be? So it's like, come on, like I said, like at the end of the day, like, hey, Pete, Chip Kelly, he's accountable for everything that happens on his offense. He's the offensive coordinator. Is he responsible for all of it? No. Is he responsible for some of it? I'm sure, but that's fair. We don't know what goes in on a day-to-day basis. All I know is that none of these coaches have any affiliation or any ties to Chip Kelly. All of these guys in the most key and important positions all have ties to Pete Carroll. Your signal caller has ties to Pete Carroll. It leads me to believe that Pete Carroll has a heavy influence. Like, both of his sons are on the offensive coaching staff, and we want to put all the blame on Chip Kelly. It's like, it's nonsense. If people just say, hey, you know what, some of it's on Chip Kelly, all right, cool, I'll take that. They're like, no, Chip Kelly is trash. This is all his fault. We don't throw any short passes, even though we spent the last 3 games throwing nothing but short passes. Like, people just, like I said, they'll just find a narrative that fits whatever argument they want to make, however inaccurate it may be, and they'll just throw that narrative out there. Like, Chip, he doesn't throw any passes, don't throw any short passes. Our average depth of target for the last 3 weeks is the lowest in NFL. We didn't attempt any passes over 20 yards outside of the one pass to Dante Thornton that he dropped. I was like, the one pass over 20 yards. So it's not that we're not throwing.
He adjusted that. I think he adjusted that starting like the Titans game.
Exactly. But people are saying he's not, because coming into this year, Geno Smith was supposed to be one of the best in the league at doing what? Throwing the ball deep, right? So
Right.
obviously we're going to design a offense where we're pushing the ball downfield. Now, when we show an ability not to be able to do that, what do? We had to adjust, partially because of Geno Smith, but also partially because of the offensive line. So that's what we did. People, he's not giving Ashton Jeanty enough carries. Ashton Jeanty is, I think I looked at something yesterday. Now, obviously, all the games hadn't been played yet, but going into Sunday, Ashton Jeanty was, I think, 4th in the league in carries. He was number 1 among rookie running backs. So it's like they have these narratives that don't fit the actual facts, but it's narratives that they have in their mind that they want to push. So that's what they throw out there. It's like, but when you actually sit down and look at it and say, oh, well, damn, he's leading he's top, even after these games, he's probably in like the 10th to 12th range in terms of carries, leading all rookies in carries. Like he's on pace to average to get like 260 some carries on the season, which is about where you would like a running back to be, especially a rookie running back coming off 400 carries in college. So it's like, all right, so it looks like the situation there being managed pretty well. So I mean, it is what it is at this point.
I think there's been moment in times where I felt like, Ashton Jeanty should have been involved more. I think like the last couple of weeks, like last game, I mean, they got him involved in the pass game. They were giving him the ball in the pass game. I can't lie. And, Jeanty had that bad drop that led to an interception. So, and then the running game went downhill as soon as, like, once JPJ got hurt, I was like, oh, it's done. And I didn't even know that, like, Parham went out. Once I found out Parham out, I'm like, oh, damn, it's against that defensive front, it's going to be tough sledding. Like, it's going to be a tough matchup. Because if you think about it, like 40 yards was taken away off you can argue that call was kind of questionable on Besh, a little bit questionable. Like, it was just like, man, it was just so far removed from like the play. It was just like, and it seemed like they called it a little bit late, and it was but technically there was
kind of a ticky-tacky call.
But technically, he didn't let go of him, and it was just like, man, it was just. But that's just that's the growing pains of having rookies out there. They're gonna make those type of mistakes, and Besh and Thornton made a couple, some huge mistakes to take away like possible points. Like, I think if you think about it, man, you could for sure that Trey Tucker that looked like it was gonna be a touchdown if he just you know what I mean, just got his hands off the receiver. Like,
all you have to do is just run the route, run the route.
Exactly.
Not go out there and start blocking somebody. Just run the route and get in their way. That's all you got to do.
Right.
That's a touchdown.
Right. And then the other 2 drives, obviously he had that big drop down the field, which is like, man, that's literally what we thought that you can do at least right away, is like be a guy that can catch those deep passes, like at least year 1, be a deep threat. But he dropped that, and then obviously Besh with the bad penalty on that block, but it is what it is. It's what we want. We want the rookies to get snaps, let them get this experience, evaluate them, and then let Spytek go from there. You know what I mean? But I want to correct this real quick. LS says you could argue that this is all happening under the watch of Spytek too. Then you could have go a step further and say that Mike hired all these clowns. So we got to correct this. Because I noticed that we've said this a few times, and I know Severe, you kind of pointed it out, and this is true. I think we can all agree that Tom Brady is running the show right now.
Yeah, he
is like he's the guy that's above the GM and the head coach.
Yeah.
So if anything, Tom Brady should get some accountability. But I'm not off the Spytek train or anything like that. Like, I'm all for giving them time. What I mean. At the end of the day, like, I'm not now as far as the coaches
and similar with Spytek. I think Pete Carroll's been influence on Spytek. I think he's kind of bogarted and that's kind of, and that's why Seattle pushed him out because I think he was kind of bogarting over there on John Schneider. I think part of the reason is that he's a guy that's well respected and he has a Super Bowl ring. So, when that guy says things like, he has that pull and that he has that weight to whatever he's saying. But, bro, this ain't Seattle no more. This is Las Vegas now. So just like John Schneider had to be like, yo, bro, I appreciate your input, but we're gonna put you in this corner office. Spytek, he's young, so I know it's a little bit more. It's a little more difficult for him to do that, but he got to pull that same weight.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I'm the GM here. I appreciate your input. I will take that into account. This is the kind of player you want, Ben. Okay, I will take that. I will put that in my notes. But I'm making these selections, so I think he has to put his foot down. And if Tom Brady, hey, he's de facto president of football operations, and essentially we talked about that before when Mark Davis was talking about, hey, he wants to hire a president of football operations. He didn't know if he was going to hire his head coach and GM before he did that. I think that was before I don't remember exactly. I don't remember if that was the AP or the Josh McDaniels, but I know he was talking about that. But that's around the same time when he also tried to sell the team or sell shares of the team to Tom Brady that the NFL originally rejected because he was selling the shares at a discount. He was selling the shares at a discount. Why? Because it was an understanding, I'm sure, that, hey, I'm selling you these shares at a discount, but I'm selling you shares at a discount because you're going to have this role on the team.
Facts.
And that's something he's been wanting to do forever. He's been trying to hand that ball off, and nobody was willing to take it and run. So he found Tom Brady, and it took a little while for it to be official. But when it was official, Tom Brady ran the show this past offseason. So the Pete Carroll, the Spytex, all this, apparently the Chip Kelly, all this leads directly back to Tom Brady.
Like the Chip Kelly, like the more I think about it, it makes sense because there's like no connection between him and Pete. And like you mentioned, like a lot of the Pete, a lot of staff on the opposite side of the ball are more Pete guys. So if
two of his sons,
exactly. So but imagine if it was, there was a relationship there between him and Chip. I'm sure, like he would probably have some offensive guys on the coaching staff that Chip Kelly's comfortable with. Like there would be a little bit of an understanding there, but it just feels like they just placed Chip Kelly there. Hey, look, your highest paid guy, make it work, figure it out, whatever the case may be. But yeah. Definitely, I feel like Tom Brady should take accountability for the whole thing. To be honest with you, look, I don't know. I just feel like the role should be very clear from up top. And the thing is, the way they went about hiring they were interviewing coaches before they even announced the hiring of a GM.
Yeah.
So, to be fair, they probably knew who they're going to get. Like it was going to be, but it just, if you're interviewing head coaches and also by simultaneously interviewing GMs, it kind of tells me like, all right, the GM doesn't have any type of like say in who he has in the building. So like, he just got to go along with it. Like, oh yeah, obviously they're going to say everything. They're going to be politically correct. Oh yeah, we're in lockstep with, our decision making and yada yada, all that type of stuff. But the writing's on the wall. Like Spytek had no say in hiring Pete Carroll. So in my opinion, it even makes more sense, especially because we kind of feel like it's a rebuild and they're gonna need some time to stack some talent and get a quarterback. Get a quarterback. I think it makes sense to go with a young guy that can grow with Spytek. Just go ahead and do it, bro. And have that classic, hey, let the coach, let the GM bring in the talent, and then we won't have those problems where, we're questioning, oh, is that a Pete Carroll pick or is that it's going to be more, no, Spytek is getting a player that fits within whatever the coach's staff wants in their offense or defense. So yeah, man, that's another reason why the Pete Carroll situation, like you kind of pointed, that's another reason why the Pete Carroll situation is kind of ugly, is like the dynamic of him wanting to have say on the roster. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's a tough situation, but it is what it is, man. We appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Let's get into notable quotables. Notable quotables. This is where we play a quote. You guys react to it and let us know. We react to it and we obviously have a conversation about what was said. What's the what we got today, Severe?
So first one, we got Logan Ryan talking about some of the Raiders' struggles offensively and where he feels the blame lies.
All right. Here we go. Let's see.
First half of the
season didn't go the way, and of course the first half of the season didn't go the way that a lot of these players would want. But to a fan's perspective, it's different for a player, obviously, right? And this is y'all's job. This is your career, right? What's the mentality right now? 2-7, but keeping your head up and continue to march forward.
For me personally, the mentality is the same. Just do my job. It's very frustrating. Sometimes I can't lie, when the other side isn't delivering the way you think that they should deliver. It's sometimes frustrating when we don't deliver how we should deliver, but with everything stated, everybody can see what's going on. We know what's going on. And the only thing we can do is do our job. So I just focus on doing my job and focusing on helping the team win. That's why I try to make big plays and try to make sure that I'm disruptive.
Yeah. So that's Adam Butler, basically talking about the state of the team right there. And you can see he was hesitant to say. he was like, I can't. He's like, he knew he was stepping into dangerous waters, but he was like, he didn't want to go there, but he wanted to go there. He was like, and I can't lie, it's when the other side not doing their job, you're like, oh damn, so obviously, there's a little bit of resentment from him as a defensive guy, and he's one of the defensive leaders, about the inability of the offense to put points on the board. And but when there starts to be that kind of resentment there, I mean, kind of who does that? I mean, I think that goes to the culture in the locker room, and who was brought here to build the culture.
Yeah, I mean, at times the defense has played okay. You know what I mean? They played enough where they've given the team a chance to win in certain games.
Yeah,
meaning that they kept it at least close, winnable games, especially like earlier in the season. At some points, obviously, we can think about the Bears game where like the offense didn't do them any favors, where Geno had 3 interceptions and they started in literally Raider territory, and they weren't able to get points, or they held them to field goals. And it was a difference of the game last week against the Broncos. Like literally, the defense, it might have ended up in a tie, 7-7 tie, the way it was looking. But obviously, there was that turnover. Not even a turnover. I guess you could call it a turnover. They blocked the field goals. That part of the reason why Tom McMahon got fired. There's another block special teams block where they let a guy in and block that not the field goal but that punt by AJ Cole, and then they were able to basically hold them to a field goal, and then that was the difference in the game. But he did. I'll give him this. After he said what he said about like, hey, it's frustrating about when the other side can't get it done. He also mentioned like, hey, it's also frustrating when we didn't get it done. But if we're being honest though, like that, hey, when I like, come on, bro.
He said that was half-hearted though when he said that. It might be true, but it was half-hearted when he said it.
Oh, but hey, let's be real. Like when you talk like that too, I'm gonna start thinking about like the Chiefs game. The Chiefs game. I'm gonna think about not the Broncos game, but the game before. The Jaguars game. The Jaguars, they were moving the ball.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously it was a close game, but they were moving the ball. Every third and short they were getting. Every time they needed to run the ball, they were running the ball. They were moving the ball down the field. Like it wasn't like the Raiders were stopping them from the Commanders game. So it's not like it was a situation. Like there's been situations where like they've been exposed, and you talk like that, and you got a Monday Night Football game against the Cowboys with 2 premier receivers and a Dak Prescott that's playing his best ball this year.
Yeah,
you better back it up, man. That's all I gotta say, man. You gotta back it up. It sounded like he was taking a shot at the offense, but he kind of like he could try to clean it up by be like, oh, it's also frustrating on our side of the ball when we can't get it done. So he did clean it up, but man, I was looking at him like, hey, man, it's not like the defense has been any like it has. I'm not. It's not like the defense has been perfect.
Yeah, nah. But I mean, you can tell that he felt that the defense has done enough in multiple games where they should have won. Like you can even kind of point to the Chargers game where the defense. I think the Chargers scored 20. It was 20-9. Like they scored 20. Like you would hope that the offense would be able to put up at least 21 in a game like that, and they haven't been able to. So like the offense is like I said, man. At the end of the day, Chip Kelly, he's the offensive coordinator, bro. You're accountable. You're accountable for what happens on offense. And you went into this. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how the job was spoken to him while he was interviewing for it, or if he knew what the dynamic was. But you put pen and paper, brother. This is your offense. So y'all got to perform, and this offense has not performed well outside of two games. The Patriots game. And the Jaguars game. So, and really those are, I mean, the Patriots was a Brock and Jacoby show, but the Jaguars game, that was basically just a Brock show. So, and in Chicago to some extent, where Genti had a great game, not a good game, he had a great game. So outside of those games, the offense has been just stale all year for the most part.
Yeah, but I think this has more to say to like Geno too. Like Geno has just not been good at all. Like, to the point where like I'm sure they're probably looking at Geno like that whole interaction between him and Mostert.
Yeah,
it just felt like, obviously Geno's frustrated, and it was to the point where Kenny Pickett had to get in between, like, hey, just let it go. Like you could tell, like he was trying to be a mediator. He was just like trying to like, hey, look, just chill. And then like, Geno tried to clean it up and go back later and try to give him that, but you could tell that whole interaction was like, oh yeah, it's all good.
Exactly.
Yeah. But it was like get your trash ass out my face, exactly. Man. I'm like, it just seemed kind of forced. Hey. And everybody that was sitting on that bench didn't move or react to anything that Geno was doing. Like he gave Mostert that, and then he went to Brock. Brock was just like it's hard to like.
But Brock is like, yeah, you can't judge Brock. You gotta look at somebody else outside of Brock.
Or Michael Mayer. Michael Mayer was there.
Maybe Mayer. Brock is gonna do Brock regardless.
It just didn't look right. And then the week before, I don't know. I don't know if you've been noticing. It just feels like Geno's been a little chippy. Like it just feels like every play, the camera goes to him, and he just screaming at someone, yelling, just like, what's going on? Like he's yelling at someone, a player, someone on the sideline, whatever. And it's like, man, bro, like you've been ass, bro. Like, yeah, you've been ass.
Exactly.
You need to calm down. You need to lower your volume a little bit. So I'm sorry. I'm sure at some point the locker room gonna like, hey, you need to lower your volume. Like you shouldn't be talking to anybody when you haven't been like that guy this year. You've been the reason why, for being honest, the reason why the Raiders have been losing some of these games.
It's the like the Josh McDaniels syndrome, right? Like you can't be yelling at these people or grinding these guys through these difficult practices week in and week out, or these long film sessions week in and week out when you're not winning, right? Like if you're winning. If you're Geno Smith and you guys are winning, and if you're Geno Smith and you guys are winning, then you know what? They'll take that. They'll allow you to have some lip or some of the extracurriculars. But if you're not winning, like, bro, you better calm all that down. Like bro, you out here get your chest all puffed out, bro. You better take it down a peg or two. But the thing is, like, you got to feel Geno on that, because I want to say if Mostert makes that block, I think Trey Tucker was open on like a little shot. It was like a little on a crossing route or something like that, where it's probably a touchdown. So if Mostert makes that block, but that's where execution comes in. So that's why I say all the time, people don't understand play calling insofar as it's black or white for people. Where if the play is a good play, or if it has success, it's a good play. And if it doesn't have success, it's a bad play. And that's not, I've been talking about this, and you can go back and look at all of our old shows. I've talked all the time. It's not necessarily about play calling. Sometimes it's about play design, but it's all about execution. Now, obviously, execution at the end of the day, that also falls back on coaches as well. But it's about execution. I can call the most perfect play in the world. In the Ashton Jeanty run, for example, I can call the excellent play. Like that was called. I think they had a run blitz. Like that was the perfect play call at that particular time. You caught him in a run blitz. Got Jeanty outside. Perfect play call in that situation. Jeanty does his job. Everybody does their job except one person messes up. Is that on Chip Kelly? No. Like that's not on the offensive coordinator. Now, obviously, if penalties are happening, you can, if you want to distill everything and look at things granular, yeah, that's penalties are on the coaching. But like that's the perfect play call at the perfect time with great execution outside of one person. So that's kind of stuff we got to look at, but people don't look at that stuff. So yeah, I know it is what it is.
Yeah, I know it's not black or white, but like we also don't know if like Geno told him to go block maybe block somewhere else. Maybe he was told to go do something. We don't know, like because obviously Mostert, like there was a little back and forth between Mostert and Geno. So Geno, we can easily be like, oh yeah, it was Mostert's fault. Because Geno's yelling at Mostert. We don't know what's said, but
yeah.
But the obvious would be like, oh, it's Mostert's fault because obviously the guy got through and he should have blocked him, and then Geno's yelling at him. But then what was Mostert saying? I'm sure Mostert was like, hey, I don't know. Mostert could have been like, hey, you told me to block this gap. You told me to go right here.
I would say I would agree with you. In some situations where you can see like there's confusion, or it's like guys don't know what they're doing. I would agree with you there, but it looks like he slid protection. So everybody else knew, everybody else was clear on what they were doing. Mostert was the only person that didn't block nobody. It's like, and like he didn't see, I don't know if he didn't see the blitz. So everybody, his protection was slid. There's obviously a blitzer. The safety was like sitting basically damn near on the line of scrimmage. Mm-hmm. Like, that's on Mostert, bro. Maybe he need to do the Michael Mayer stand. Maybe he need to stand straight the fuck up so he can see what the hell going on, because it's clear where the dude was at, and he didn't make the call. So he didn't make the block. So and one thing I'll say about Jeanty this last game, outside of that block against that block where he should have cut the guy, for the past like 3 weeks, for sure the past 2 weeks, he been damn near lights out in terms of pass pro. Like he's been fantastic. So like it might be a situation where and what's going to be telling is this. It's going to be telling. This is going to tell me a lot, and I wonder what's going to happen, because Mostert is valuable as a kick returner. So I don't know if they'll do it, but if Zamir White is elevated and Mostert is set down, oh, that lets me know a lot. That's going to let me know a lot right there.
Hell no, man. And I know a lot of people were like hating on Mostert or whatever. Like, I thought Mostert, I underrated him coming out of preseason. And the Raiders coaching staff, they actually didn't act. They had him inactive. He made the team. We even at the time, we thought that he wasn't going to make the team.
Yeah.
There was a point in time where like, oh, you know what? They might just go with the young guys. Keep the young, like he's an older guy. They might, they probably brought him in for insurance policy, and the other guys probably give you more special teams value. But guess what? Lo and behold, Raheem Mostert has been a revelation when it comes to special teams. He's been a solid returner for them in special teams and kickoff returns. I think he's been solid in that backup role behind Jeanty. He looks good. He looks explosive. Like, I don't know if obviously that was a bad play. Like, that was just a whole bad play just in general. But overall, I think he's been solid. But if they bench him, bro, man, that just be that you know what that means? Tell me a lot. That you know what that means? Strategic substitutions. That's what that tells me, bro. And not just that. I know that's just that too, but like just favorites for sure. Favorites.
Exactly. No, yeah, exactly. That's Geno's mad at Mostert, so no, we're gonna sit him.
There's something brewing between him and them. We don't want that to spill in the game, and
we're gonna sit him down a week.
Bruh, the locker room is gonna. Damn, man, that's just.
But look,
I don't like that.
we've already been hearing
That's
rumblings though.
stupid,
It happened
man.
earlier in the year after the Jermaine Pratt stuff. There was already rumblings at that time about Pete Carroll playing favorites, and like guys like clicked up, and his guys get special treatment and whatnot. Like that was already talked about after the Jermaine Pratt stuff happened. You got Jermaine Pratt up out of there, so it's like okay, that was interesting stuff. Like look, it's interesting stuff, man. Interesting stuff.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I like Sincere McCormick, but Lobby. I mean, I really don't get. I mean, we're talking about backup running backs. To be honest with
We
you,
ain't got no play. Yeah, and neither one got no run, and neither one of them was going to get no run. But Lobby actually had a good return earlier in the year, right? Or one or two earlier in the year. I want to say he had a real good return one time.
he had a good return, and then I think he had like from on offense. I think he had like one or two catches where I was like, oh, okay, maybe.
Yeah, I ain't
Like it was early on, but it was just like it wasn't enough. Where it's just it wasn't enough. Like Moster is the one that I was like, oh, okay, like that's your role. No one should take your job. Like you're doing it perfectly as far as like just coming in when and just providing that little spark. Explosive, good. I think he had a first down too. I think he had a couple first downs against the Broncos. He had a first down. I think a catch where he was able to get a first down. And most importantly too, even when he's not getting the carries, he's still providing value in special teams. That was the one thing that we were questioning. Like, man, that's probably the reason why he's not out there because of special teams. But guess what? He's Taiwan Jones would start saying, I was never a Taiwan Jones.
Bro, I love Taiwan Jones coming out of East. I think it's Eastern Washington. I thought Taiwan Jones was gonna be a dog.
No moves.
He was fast as hell though. He was so fast. He was fast. I remember that. Like this is the Raider fan in me because it happens like every year. I remember one that preseason game. I think Chris Collinsworth was on the call too. And it was like, man, Taiwan Jones was serving. They was like, man, he looking like Chris Johnson out here. I was like, he was just out there serving. Like nobody could touch him. He was too fast. And then then I think they converted him to corner and moved him like to special. But he stayed in the league forever. He played like 10, 11 years in the league. He went to Buffalo, was a core special teams player.
Yeah. He carved out a role in special teams. And he's just he's super fast, like crazy fast. His best play of his career was that play where he jukes out the dude on the sideline and it takes all the way for a touchdown. I think that's probably like his best play of his career for the Raiders at least.
Yes. Oh yeah, for sure. Because I don't think he did much I think he was just a core special teamer at Buffalo. But I remember, I forgot who it was. I want to say it was, I think Michael Huff was still on the team at the time, or he was still around the team. And they were just talking about fast people. And he was like, Taiwan Jones is the fastest player I've ever seen in my life. I was like, damn. Like,
say
that?
It again? You said who's the fastest? Who said that?
Michael. I want to say it was Michael Huff. I believe it was Michael Huff. Michael Huff said Taiwan Jones is the fastest player he'd ever seen in his life.
Damn. Yeah, because at that time, like there was a lot of fast guys on the Raiders on that team, like from the Jacoby Fords. Jacoby Ford, he ran like a 4.2. He was pretty fast. Like everybody, I mean, back then, Al Davis,
Carlos Francis had been on the team and not that long. Like I'm sorry, like there's been some fast dudes on the team, and he was like, "This is the fastest dude I've ever seen in my life." I was like, "What?"
Taiwan Jones, man, he from out here, man. He from the Bay Area, I think. He's from, I think he might be from Antioch. That's where him and that played for the Chargers. That had that accident. Yeah, you remember he was running back for running back for Alabama, running back for the Steelers. Just they signed the.
Damn, my guy from Again, I was just talking about him all off season. God damn it, dreads. Dang, Harris.
Yeah, I think
Najee Harris.
Najee Harris, bro. Man, we out of sight, out of mind, bro. Out of sight, out of mind, bro. Out of sight, out of mind. But Najee Harris and him are like from the same area. Okay. So it's crazy, man. Like, bro, like that's crazy, man. He's like a 1%er as far as athlete goes. But as a football player, I didn't think he was that good.
Yeah, there's difference between football players.
He was an athlete. He was just a great athlete where like a football team just look at him like, we're gonna find a spot for you. Like we're gonna figure out a spot for you. And then he carved out a role in special teams. And he was around, like you said, he was around for a minute. That's how that's how like athletic he was. He went from 2 positions. He went from like running back to cornerback. I think he went back to running back.
Yeah.
It was, man, it's crazy.
Just special teamer, bro, for a year. But for Buffalo, he might have just left the league like 3 years ago. Something crazy like that, bro. He was in the league forever. Like, you wouldn't even know. Like, dude's just getting paid, making special team tackles, bro.
Yeah, facts, man. Everybody talking about Tyrone Jones. Steven out here telling us we already know.
Oh, yeah,
Najee Harris. Hey, yeah. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah, he's nice talking about the other comment, I think.
Raiders still in a 50-year rebuild, man. Hey, man, like
the Raiders.
When it rains, it pours, man. You ain't lying,
away,
man. You ain't lying. 34-17 Broncos over the Chiefs. Ooh,
must be a
Bronco fan.
Broncos fan, yeah. Broncos fan for sure.
Yeah, the way the Broncos look on offense, man.
Next is trash, man. I'm glad that's coming to fruition. Cause I just said last year I didn't like Bo Nix, and I had to deal with a lot of people talking a lot of trash about Bo. Oh, what you think about Bo Nix now, huh? Bo Nix now.
Yeah,
I had to deal with that all last year, and Bo Nix turned into what Bo Nix actually is, which is a fucking bum.
We'll see, man. It's not a done deal.
It's not over for him. He's just a sophomore.
Especially because like if he continues to play in the same offense, Sean Payton, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like he's gonna.
And his wide receiver,
but he looked bad.
His wide receiver record is not great, but his decision making is terrible. And you can't be like that when you're like 26 years old.
Yeah, and the Raiders defense locked you up. Because what did I say about the Raiders defense? They'll get exposed by a good quarterback or a good offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
And Bo Nix right now, he couldn't expose that defense
at all.
He couldn't expose that defense because basically what they're trying to make you do is like basically, Patrick Graham wants you to bend but don't break.
Exactly.
A good
they can't even do that though, really.
They could not, bro.
They can't even bend. Because
I'm surprised. You know what?
Adam Butler was controlling the game.
That's funny. Hey, but I'm surprised that they didn't even try to make an attempt to run the football. That was like weird. Like they didn't really try to, like they did, but they didn't. Like they kind of went away from it.
Yeah.
And a guy like, and I felt like they got some guys back there that can run the football, or at least one of them, like who had big games against the Raiders.
Yeah.
In the past.
Yeah, let's call it. Yeah. My guy, I forget what's my guy's name?
The Chargers. The Chargers last year.
Yeah. What's JK, right? Yeah.
J.K. Dobbins. Yep.
Yeah. But yeah, but that's the thing is that but I think part of it is that the Raiders linebackers are pretty good against the run, and then our defensive line has some good run stoppers. Tyree, for all his flaws, he's good in a run game. Adam Butler is not the best in the run game, but he can make some plays in the run game. He's better as a pass rusher. Thomas Booker is basically exclusively a run stopper. Max, we know he's good against the run. But our linebackers are trash against the pass. And then obviously, we got a young guy out there in Darren Porter. So their game plan was probably like, okay, we're gonna test these linebackers in pass coverage and we're gonna test this corner. We're gonna see what happens.
Yeah. Are we done? Are we done with notable quotables?
Yeah.
No notable quotables? All right, man. So we got notable quotables, but hey, you know what the time it is, man. It's what's real, what's not. So we say a statement. Y'all react to it. Let us know if it's real or not. Obviously, we'll do the same. Severe, what we got? What's the first what's real, what's not statement?
That's only one today. It's a good one. I think it's gonna be it's gonna probably lead to a good conversation. The what's real, what's not statement for today is either Pete Carroll or Chip Kelly will be back coaching for the Raiders next year. So either Pete Carroll or Chip Kelly will be back coaching for the Raiders next year. Is that real or is that not?
I'm gonna say it's real. I'm gonna say Pete's back. Pete's back.
Oh, see, if Pete's back, I think both of them could be back if Pete's back. Because I don't think because per our conversation earlier, if Chip Kelly is Tom Brady's guy, Tom Brady's not gonna let a 75-year-old coach scapegoat his guy. Especially if if Tom Brady doesn't really believe in Pete, and if Chip Kelly is truly his guy, I think they'll both be back. I'm in the camp where I don't want either one of them back. And I'm cool, even though, like I said, I don't even think this is Chip's fault. But at this point, bro, you're an accessory to this massacre. Like, you part of it, bro. You could be the getaway driver, bro. You're going to jail too. Like, all y'all get up out of here, bro. And that's why I feel about it at this point, bro. Like, at this point, like, I don't want anybody on this staff back. All of them can go.
Yeah, I hear you. I think that's the part that scares me with Tom, is that, like, we found out, shout out to Mike Silver, he had that article where he was like talking about Robert Saleh, and he pretty much said that, like, they offered him to be a head coach if he was the defensive coordinator. So he would have been the guy. He would have been the highest paid assistant in the NFL. He declined, went back to the Niners. Who's the highest paid assistant in the NFL, man? It's Chip Kelly. Then we hear these comments, we hear these rumors that, like, hey, Chip Kelly's a Tom Brady guy. It's like, oh my God, this is your plan? Your plan is to make Chip Kelly the head coach? Come on.
It better not be. It better not be. Because look, I've said it all off season. Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator, I believe in Chip Kelly, the offensive coordinator. I believe in Chip Kelly, the play caller. I believe in both of those people. I have absolutely no faith in Chip Kelly, the head coach. I saw what Chip Kelly, the head coach, looks like at UCLA, where, the only thing that was kind of keeping us above water was his ability to call plays and his ability to design the offense, because he basically refused to do any of the recruiting, refused to do any of the necessary steps to get the alumni involved and excited to donate money to help with NIL. He basically refused to do any of that stuff. He didn't want to do any of those things. So, and when you're a college coach, like, that's like your damn near your primary job, almost, is doing that stuff, being involved in recruiting, being involved in the NIL. Like, that's a huge portion of your job. And if you're not willing to do that, you're basically a waste. But he didn't want to do any of that stuff. So that's why he stepped down, took a demotion to go be an offensive coordinator in the same conference like that he's already in, for a guy that used to work for him. So that's why I was like, bro, that's why I thought he had no aspirations to be a head coach. But if these rumblings are true, like I said, I don't want Chip Kelly the head coach. I don't believe in Chip Kelly as a head coach at all. I've said that 1,000 times. Chip Kelly, the offensive guy, I'm good with. Chip Kelly, the head coach, no.
The only reason why I'm saying it's real, is because the Raiders are, like, in a situation where they're not going to be the first option for a lot of these head coaching candidates.
Oh, yeah. They're
not going to be the second option. They're not going to be the third option. They're going to be one of the last options. Like, oh, there's the Raiders. Oh, but they fired the last 3, 4, 5 head coaches after 1 year. Oh, they don't have a quarterback. Oh, look at that talent on the roster. So they're not going to. So it's going to be risky for a candidate to come and take a job here. Some people are saying, like, hey, look, the Raiders can possibly get a top 3 pick. Hey, man, I got to see it to believe it. I'll believe it when I see it, man. I'll believe it when I see it. The last few years, last at least couple seasons, you could argue, and then even in the past, like, let's be honest, like, how many times have the Raiders had a number 1 pick? I've only witnessed it 1 time. How many times have the Raiders had, like, a top 3 pick? The top 3 pick, maybe as bad as all these Raider teams have been over the years, maybe twice, 2 or 3 times that I've witnessed personally. You know what I mean? Robert Gallery. Obviously, Jamarcus Russell, Khalil Mack. That's 3. And then Oh, Darren McFadden was a number 4 overall pick, so that's
top 5. Are you looking at top 5 or top?
I said top 3 pick, but
top 3. Okay, yeah, because I mean, I think it's just Gallery and Jamarcus for
the reason why I say top 3, because I think that might be a strong enough case for a young coach to be like, I can work with that. I can get my quarterback high. You know what I mean? That's a possibility if it's a top 3 pick. Yeah, but I gotta say it again.
Oh, no, what now? 4 times. Oh no, 3 times. 3 times.
3 times.
But the other time it was Mac, it was Gallery. Then it was the year we traded down, and we got I think the Dolphins traded up to 3 for DJ Hayden. Dolphins traded up to 3 for Deion Jordan. We traded back, I think, to 9 for DJ Hayden. I think that's where we picked Hayden at.
Hey, that was a tough draft, man. That was a tough draft.
That draft was this.
But I feel like we've talked about this before, where we look at like that 2013 draft class, and I think that might have been the draft class where DeAndre Hopkins got drafted, but he was like in the late first.
Yeah.
NFL draft, but it was a tough draft, man. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
You know what? It wasn't. Oh yeah, I had LS. I know earlier you were saying that Howie Roseman, or you said the Chip Kelly regime started with Lane Johnson, but it was Howie Roseman that drafted him. Chip Kelly didn't have personnel control until like 2015. So was he even was Chip Kelly's first year with the Eagles was 2014, right? 2014?
2013.
Was it 2013? So 2013, 20. So he was there for like 3 seasons. 20.
He was there for 3 seasons. Yeah.
3 seasons. Okay, so he was there for 3 seasons. That first year, Howie Roseman had personnel control. First and second year, 2013, 2014, Howie Roseman had personnel control. 2015, I believe, is when Howie Roseman he got demoted. Like he went to a different part of that building, and Chip Kelly took over personnel. Let me see here. Oh yeah, we looked at this hella times, bro. Yeah.
We like that, yeah.
Yeah, man. Yeah, this was one of the ugliest drafts. Lane Johnson went number 4 though. Lane Johnson didn't go number 4. He's been one of the best left tackles in football. But yeah, man. What was I gonna say about yeah, that's the only thing.
Right tackle.
I just don't
right tackle.
He's right tackle. Yeah, but the only problem is that like I was saying, I don't feel like the Raiders will have like their pick of the litter at coaches. So if the Raiders looked at it from a situation where like, all right, well, you know, and this is what they should have probably did last year with AP. I was like, hey, look,
yeah,
it's not like these coaches are gonna consider us. So we probably should go another season with AP, see how that goes, keep rebuilding the roster. We're building some longevity with some of these coaching staff. Like we don't have that. We need to build up this reputation of keeping coaches for more than 1 year. But you know, if they get rid of Keith Carroll, it'll be another year where a coach gets fired after 1 year. You know what I'm saying? So there's that. But yeah, and we talked about this earlier before the show. We're like, man, even if, because I've been like thinking about like outside the box, like, oh, maybe the Raiders maybe they can get like one of these top defensive coaches. Because it's harder for a defensive coach to find a head coaching job.
Yeah.
Because every one of these teams want to get an offensive coach.
Yeah.
But if we get the top defensive coach, whoever that is, and then you pair him with a nice veteran offensive coordinator, maybe a former head coach that has that offensive coordinator background, where you can see like, oh yeah, he's going to be here for at least 3 to 4 years. Where, you know what I mean? Like with this young quarterback that you're about to draft. I kind of like that combination. But even in that, even me thinking about that scenario, it's going to be hard to bring in those top offensive coordinators. Because we don't have we don't have a quarterback. Just straight up.
Yeah.
Like we don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. So it's going to be tough. So I can see Pete staying And then, you know, I in my opinion, I think Chip Kelly's going to be the scapegoat, but it's a possibility where we talked about it before. We're like, hey, look, with everything going wrong from a talent standpoint, the offensive line, they can use that as an excuse. Like, hey, we didn't have everything in our disposal. And then the guy that might take the scapegoat that we're not talking about is, and we talked about before the season, is not even Geno, Patrick Graham.
Oh yeah. I mean, I don't even think Patrick Graham is a scapegoat situation. I think Patrick Graham might just be like, you know what, I'm good, man. You know, appreciate y'all. It's running, and that worries me. Know why that worries me? Because if Patrick Graham leaves, okay, so it's two things that can happen. There's two things that can happen, and it could be disgusting because I don't know if all of Pete Carroll's faculties are there, but if just being real, but if Patrick Graham leaves, who is a former Pete Carroll guy that's out there right now that's not coaching on defense?
Gus Bradley.
Exactly. Exactly. And who's gonna run that cover 3? Who's gonna know how to run that cover 3 just how Pete loves it? Just how Pete loves it, bro. And look, and if Chip Kelly's gone, bro, look, you think he won't promote his son? You think he wouldn't promote his son to have history on his side? But oh man, like this Brendan Carroll is the first father-son head coach coordinators, bro. You think he wouldn't do that? Never, bro. He got one. Look, he already know he out the league in a year or two. He laugh it. At this point, I'm doing whatever I want to do, man. So he ain't got no. He's already made it clear.
And I
he
don't
give a damn
a
about the future.
I don't want to draft a quarterback.
He don't give a damn
in
about
that
the future,
situation, bro. Yeah,
he don't give a damn about the future.
Yeah. And I don't want to draft a quarterback in that situation too. It's like, man, that's gonna be tough. Like that's gonna be a tough situation. But yeah. Another scenario is this. They keep Chip Kelly because he's a Tom Brady guy, and they insert Robert Saleh at head coach. That's a possibility. And the only reason they might just get rid of Chip Kelly, and maybe Robert Saleh will try his best to get Mike McDaniel if he gets fired. I hope that happens, but I'm just saying Robert Saleh just because there was interest there. Like they literally told this man, like, "Hey, be the DC, and you'll be the guy that will replace Pete Carroll. You'll be replacing Pete Carroll." So they had interest in him becoming the head coach. So they value him enough where they'd be like, "Hey, we believe in you for you to be the next guy to take." Because we all wondered, we still are wondering, like, what's the plan with a 75-year-old coach? Who's gonna take over? Like, you're talking about building this culture and stability, but you hired a 75-year-old coach. What's the plan? So now we know what the plan is. They're promising these coordinators that you'll be the next line and coach, the next in line and coach. Hopefully it's not Chip Kelly. I'm hoping that it's not Chip Kelly, but I'm just connecting the dots because that's what they told Robert Saleh, and the highest paid assistant now is Chip. So I'm just like, golly, like hopefully it's not him, but Robert Saleh could be a candidate for head coach too as well. And if they do that, Robert Saleh has a connection with Mike McDaniel back in his San Francisco days. So if Mike McDaniel gets fired, that could be easily like, hey, call up his buddy. Hey, let's do this, man. Like, let's build something great here in Las Vegas. And they throw the bag at Mike McDaniel. Like, they like, hey, come to Vegas. You know what they're going to have to do. They're going to have to, like, promise him, like, you got free slots, unlimited slots.
Like, bro,
You got, like, man, like, they got to give him. That's the state of the Raiders right now. They got to, they got to promise of ownership. They got to promise all types of stuff.
He gets free tickets to the Cirque du Soleil, like Fat Tuesday vouchers, all kind of stuff. But like they say, if we want Robert Saleh, then that means Chip Kelly gone. Robert Saleh, he's already seen the show before where he's hamstrung with the offensive coordinator he doesn't believe in, and that's what happened with the Jets because of Aaron Rodgers. He's not going to go for a repeat of that. because I mean that's basically essentially what cost him his job with the Jets. Him and just Zach Wilson, that cost him his job in New York. So if he goes to a destination, he's going to want to pick who his coordinators are, and I don't blame him. So that means Chip Kelly's going to be out the door.
Well, I actually looked into the I looked into the Robert Saleh situation just because a lot of people were like, "Oh my God, Robert Saleh! No, he did terrible with the Jets." But I'm looking at that defense. I'm like, "Ooh, he kind of built up."
Defense was clean.
Yeah, he's one of the best defensive minded coaches in the NFL. And then him and the GM they were able to build up a talented defense over there with the Jets. The problem, and even some pieces on offense too. Even Breece Hall, Garrett Wilson, they had some pieces there. The problem was quarterback. And
There's gonna be
I don't know, from what I got to do a little bit more research, but from what it sounded like the ownership wanted to get Zach Wilson. Ownership wanted to get a new quarterback in there. So who
did he want though?
He wanted to. I guess he want to stick it with Sam Darnold until he was comfortable taking a guy, but I don't know. It could have been like his people putting out stuff like to make him look better or whatever. But either way, the quarterback situation that's why I feel like it's very important with all these defensive coaches to get an offensive minded, not obviously offensive minded, but like a good offensive coordinator, so he can have a good enough input to like a Brian Daboll. I mean, hey, for him to identify, Dart, him to help out. Obviously, the reason why he became head coach was because of Josh Allen and his helping him develop as a quarterback. Because we all could talk about Josh Allen was destined to be everybody was questioning the Josh Allen pick. Like when the Bills traded up to take him, everybody was questioning why the Bills reached and this, that, and the third. And to be honest with you, first year was all right. Second year, he had 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. There was an improvement. But that third year that shut everybody up. Yeah. His best year statistically, I think he had 45 total touchdowns, 37 passing, 8 rushing. Rest is history. And Brian Daboll played a hand in developing Josh Allen, and also the early success of Cam Dart, identifying him. Joe Schoen, there's literally a clips. It's crazy, man. In the world we live in, they videotape everything, and there's literally clips of Joe Schoen basically telling the coaching staff, hey, this is your guy. You guys checked every box with him. This is your guy. So, you got to give credit to Brian Daboll to get a Dart who looks good early on in his young career. So what I'm saying is we need to get someone there that we know that can develop the quarterback position. Mike McDaniel, I love him as an offensive-minded coach, but what do you think about him as a guy that develops that quarterback position? Do you feel like every good offensive coordinator is good at developing the quarterback position, or are there just specific guys that you want for that role?
There's specific guys that you want for that role, but I think Mike McDaniel got the best out of Tua. I don't think there's anybody that you could have put Tua with where Tua would have been better.
He inherited him too. He didn't
inherit him too. Exactly. Yep. So you can say, hey, Tua hasn't been great, but he is the one that kind of changed the narrative on Tua, where people were like, oh man, Tua's a bust. He's trash. He ain't gonna never be good. And Mike McDaniel, but Brian Flores didn't want him, right? Brian Flores went out of the way to put I don't want this kid. And then Mike McDaniel got there and turned Miami into a legit team, turned Tua into a legit player, year one. So I think he maximized him as a player. So does that translate to another quarterback, or is that just a one-time deal? I don't know, but I know that a guy that a lot of people had given up on early in his career, he was able to get the most out of. And yet and still, if Tua wasn't for all the concussions and all the injuries, we don't know what the Dolphins would have been as a team, before Tua has kind of imploded as of late. So I think Mike McDaniel is a guy who could be up for the job.
What type of quarterback? Because Brian Daboll, I like with him. You know what I like him a lot too, because he can work with these athletic quarterbacks.
Yeah,
he can work with them, and that's what gives me like, oh man, like the Raiders can have their own version of fill in the blank athletic quarterback that will be productive, will be a beast with a Brian Daboll, just because it seems like he's figured out a way to like get the best out of them while they develop as a passer. But with Mike McDaniel, I feel like he has more of it's hard to tell, but you know, from his background with the 49ers and the types of quarterbacks that they went after, and then in Tua, it's just Tua. I mean, he inherited him, so it's kind of hard to judge. But like, what kind of what kind of quarterback would you say would fit with him?
What kind of quarter? What is one of the top quarterbacks in this class?
You about to say Dante Moore?
No.
Ty Simpson?
Who does Ty Simpson kind of hew closer to in terms of his game? We talked about it before, and you were the main one kind of talking about it. Like, you know what? He's not really throwing it down the field. He's just precision, throwing it, accuracy, ball placement, throws on time, throwing with anticipation. Like, not really overpowering arm strength, but you know, just accurate on time. What is
Pause, coach. Hell nah. I'm passing on Kyle Murray. Hell nah. Yeah, I'm good, man. We just need to draft our QB like that. But Mendoza, Mendoza. I can see Mendoza too. Making it work with Mendoza.
I can see. I think.
But Ty Simpson for sure.
I think he'll eventually run into the same problems with Mendoza he's running with Tua, where it's like, you ain't no leader, bro. So like this ChatGPT stuff only works. So you know, when you winning, when you front running, I don't want to hear like, oh, my offensive line it's a great job, and you know, like that, brother. Like, I don't want to hear that. Like, you ain't motivating nobody, brother. So like, that's part of it. People don't want to look at that. People don't want to look at that intangibles. That stuff matters. And that's what separates. That's what separates the quarterbacks in this league. And the people talk about the it factor. Mendoza has the opposite of the it factor. Can he play football? Yeah, but that's not all that matters. Especially when you're supposed to be the leader. Especially when you be the leader of one side of the ball.
Even Simpson scares me just because of like the experience. Yeah. And remember, we like a couple of shows, or if not last week or a couple weeks ago, I was telling you about like I was looking at this article where they were looking at like all of the quarterbacks from the past 10 years and their experience. And like the guys with like the amount of starts that like a Ty Simpson is projected to have if he were to go into the draft this year, a lot of those guys are not really successful. Probably the most successful out of the bunch might be Mac Jones, maybe. That's another guy though. I'm not gonna lie. Like I can see if they went for like a free agent stopgap and then drafted a guy. Let's say they got rid of Geno and Pete Carroll and everybody, right? Mike McDaniel becomes offensive coordinator. Mac Jones, just with his success with Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel's, he's from that coaching tree, so maybe he could probably like, hey, you know what, that could be a veteran in the room, and then we can draft a guy at some point, maybe if it's their first round. If not, then obviously at some point in the draft. But yeah, Ty Simpson is just the experience part that gets me. But I mean, he's showing everything that he's doing. He's doing things where he looks like he can play. He could be good right away. Yeah,
and he's a little older too, a little more mature.
Yeah, but it's just like I don't know if there's ever been a quarterback with his amount of starts to be like.
Yeah. See, and that's that.
Because less than when you get to when I was looking at the data, it was like less than 20 starts. Whew, it's shaky. Yeah. Put it this way, I think the worst was like Anthony Richardson. He had
13
like 9 starts. 13 or 9 starts. It was like something. It was bad.
Yeah.
And like we've seen how like his development curve is crazy. Another guy that didn't have a lot of starts was who's the quarterback that the Bears drafted years ago. Did that
Mitch Trubisky?
Trubisky was another guy that didn't have a lot of starts like that. We all know what happened to him. He flamed out.
The thing that's different about both of those guys are that, and I mean it could kind of go both ways, work both ways. But things about Mitch Trubisky and about Anthony Richardson, shout out to my guy Ellis, man, take it easy. Thing about this different about those guys is that those guys were like traits guys, where it's like, man, you see the potential, and if we can just get them to play the quarterback position the right way, we can, And Ty Simpson he's like the inverse of that, where it's like, okay, man, we know this guy can play. Does he have the overwhelming physical tools? And that's what you worry about drafting a guy that high that doesn't have the physical tools. It's like, there's always going to be kind of a limit on what he is. But, Kirk Cousins doesn't have all those physical tools. He was a good quarterback for a long time. Obviously, we talked about Drew Brees, same way. Tua, same way. He can move. Yeah. I'm not saying but I mean more so like arm talent type stuff. But yeah, he's mobile. He's mobile. He's like more than mobile enough to hurt you with his legs. But I mean like arm talent wise, like, he doesn't have that. He's not throwing frozen rope out there. So it's
no, for sure, for sure. His game is like accuracy, timing, anticipation. You know what I mean? Like he's a smart quarterback. I could see like a Tom Brady liking him. Like Tom Brady, but oh my God, this is exactly how.
You already know who Tom Brady.
The position should be played. Like Tom Brady's gonna like any quarterback that's similar that plays to him. Like he's gonna want him drafted, bro. Like he's gonna want his type.
We know who Tom Brady's gonna fall in love with, bro. Tom Brady's gonna fall in love with Mendoza, bro. He's gonna fall in love with. He's gonna talk to Mendoza. Oh my, this guy's got it all figured out.
Damn, why couldn't this be like a draft where there was like clear cut, like there's like 2 or 3 guys, man. But this is just not one of them drafts. It's just like. There's some top guys, but then it's like they're not like it's not like they're not can't miss prospects. It just is what it is, bro.
It might be Sorsby, bro. It might be Arvell Reese, Bang.
If we repeat the 2014 draft, I have no problem with that because and it's hella funny too, like the questions for Sorsby. Is like he's kind of similar to like Derek Carr in that he got arm talent, but he's way more athletic. Like not even close. Like he's mobile. Like he could like literally has games where he has over 100 yards like rushing. Like you know what I mean? Like easy. Like and he's doing dead legs and breaking people. Like he's a natural runner. But he's like a way more athletic Carr, arm talent, similar. You know what I mean? Maybe Carr has strong arm. I don't know. Maybe similar arm talent to me. But the questions are with him is like his footwork, his mechanics a little bit, like those things need to get work. Because Carr, he had those issues where he didn't step up in the pocket. You know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Kind of.
I think a coach like Mike McDaniel, that's where. He's a nerd like that, so I think that's where his coaching would, hypothetically, that's where his coaching would come in and be like,
if Mike McDaniel did that, bro, sign me up, man. We're gonna be good, bro. We're gonna be good.
Yeah,
at least watchable on Sundays, because right now we're not even watchable. You can't even watch the last 3 years. Last 3 years, you can't even watch a game. Like it's hard to watch a game. I mean, last 2 years for sure. Like that 2022 season, it was like a little bit interesting. Devontae and like what's his name? Jacobs was like had his best season of his career. What like you was pissed at Jacobs last game?
Yeah,
the Monday Night Football game. What? Because he didn't get the 4th and 1.
Because the fumble.
Oh, the fumble.
That's what killed it. It's like there's.
And your boy gained a game this week. I'm just gonna say, like I gained a game this week.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
On
I don't think I did. I think I felt that game killed me.
Yeah.
I needed that one.
Yeah, I got all my upsets except for one. The only one was like the one that was kind of risky. That first game, I think it was close though. It was an overtime game.
The Colts and the Falcons. Yeah.
The Colts and the Falcons. That was an overtime game too. But you know, it was still kind of risky though, just going against the Colts, like especially when they playing.
Liam Cohen sold that game, the Jags game. That's what I said, man. Liam Cohen, he be doing some stupid shit, bro. It just like he did the same thing. Like some people like I want to say it was against the Colts too. He just does dumbass stuff. He's like, bro, he burn you up hella points, bro. Like, what are you doing? Like, how you let? That was just crazy.
Well, what did he do? What do you do?
He just his play calling, some of the decision making. It was just like it's like, bro, you're up like more than you're up like 20, bro. Like, what are you doing? It was just bad. Just watching the game, I was just like frustrated. Like bro, like
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that last drive.
I know, bro.
The backup quarterback for the Texans.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he showed that he had some experience. Them starts helped him out. You know what I mean in that situation. Use
had the game. So I was already counting the game. I was like, all right, that's one in the barrel. These fools came back, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and then old boy Hunter is out for this. Like he just had surgery. He's out for the year. So they're pretty much they had to get that Jacoby Myers trade. Like they had to do it. It is what it is, man. But we appreciate everybody coming through. Make sure to clock in at this point, clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Man, it's a great show. Appreciate the conversation. We as usual, we just like to come here and talk Raider football, and obviously, you know, we'll talk about other stuff as well. But you know, it's mainly about the Raiders. But yeah, man. Like I said, the expectations for me this season is basically draft positioning. I'm being honest, draft positioning, and then I want to see some of these young players grow, get better, show some type of potential, and then, you know, it makes it easier for Spytek to get more talent to the roster, because now he doesn't have to address certain positions just because, like, okay, these guys showed something, so you don't have to like double down and get more at this position. But hey, I think there's going to be a big need at wide receiver, though, for sure. You know, no one wants to admit that because we know we want to focus on the trenches, but if we're talking about BPA, you know, if we're talking about BPA early, that's a possibility too. Because Arvo Reese, as much as we talked about, like, we'd be happy with taking him in the first. 3. I just seen the Athletic Dane Brugel has him as the #1 prospect, so like he might go within the top 3. Yeah, especially in a weak quarterback class. That's what sucked. In a weak quarterback class, that's what's like, man. If you're a weak quarterback class, bro, people gonna be like, so they're like, all right, we'll wait. That other people had that same thought, like, all right, we'll just wait. We'll just wait. Especially if like guys like Seller, like high ceiling players are gonna be available around like 2nd or 3rd, like, because it's all about value. And that's like your main point in what I was talking about too as well when we were talking about the draft. It's like, yeah, you can't take a running back high. It's all about value. Yeah. But like, I just hope the Raiders don't, because it sounds like, I don't know. We can continue this conversation. I just don't want them to. They did it with the Raiders, but hopefully this year, if they remove like the outside voices that Spytek had to listen to the first year, maybe he'll focus on bringing in like the right guys, man. So whoever that is. But Severe, man, let the people know where they can find you, what to look forward to, all that good stuff. You guys know what it is, man. The Severe Raider here on YouTube, Snapchat, TikTok, X, IG, everywhere. The Severe Raider, man. That's your boy. Tuesdays and Thursdays with my guy PharoahNFL on the 50/50 show and around the Shield. And Sundays and Wednesdays in the Raider War Room, my guy Chris Protect the Shield and 805 Raider. And I didn't do a show yesterday, but depending if I go to Vegas on Monday, I'll let you guys know. If I don't go to Vegas on Monday, I'll probably do a show, but I might end up going to Vegas. But if nothing else, man, make sure you hit those notification bells so you guys are notified when I go live. Before you get up out of here, make sure y'all clock in, or as we say, clock out as you leave. And you know, hit up both channels and do the same thing. Yes, sir. Hey, you about to be around them Cowboy fans on Monday Night Football. I couldn't do it, man.
That's if I
Can't
go,
do
man. I'm debating, man. I'm debating.
I can't do it, but hey, look, have a good time if you go out there, man. Hey, just enjoy your time. That's just focus on, have positive thoughts, man. It's not about the wins, the losses at this point. Strategic substitutions.
I'm gonna swing by Raider facility, man. We get some pictures.
Hey, there you go, man. But yeah, we appreciate everybody coming through. Definitely clock out, hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and hit that notification bell. If you haven't already, definitely subscribe to the channels. Also, head over to Around the Shield on X and IG. If you haven't, give a follow on both those pages. Make sure you do that for the latest Raider news, podcast clips, memes, all that good stuff. And just to keep up to date with Raider stuff, definitely give a follow on X and on IG. And then, am I forgetting anything? Tune in this Thursday. We'll be back at it again. We'll have a special guest. You don't want to miss it. Around the Shield this Thursday. And we'll continue that conversation, especially ahead of the Monday Night Football game against the Cowboys. And yeah, man, we'll see you this Thursday. Any last thoughts before we head out, Severe?
Nah, man. Yes, make sure y'all tap in this Thursday, man. Should be a fun show.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We out of here, man. Peace.
Just win, baby. Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.